Hello everybody, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Twilight Princess 80% Tournament 2024. It's Wolfdash 4. We've got pool number 2 for you today. It's Nimzo versus the Glubbers versus Jacquade, B. Damja, and Garm. I know I mispronounced some of those. Commentating for us, we have Morgan and QWERTY. Say hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
Evening, everyone. I guess Ricky is just gone. Welcome into Wolfdash 4, everyone. This is our Pool 2 race. I think it's gonna be a good one today. We've got some strong runners today. Shout out to Nimzo, who just earlier this morning ran the second fastest Twilight Princess 80% anyone has ever done, and became the second runner to break the 2 hour 49-minute barrier. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on him today and for the rest of the tournament. Then we've got two more old heads in Glubbers and Jacquade. I think it could be close between those two. It could also be close between them and Badamja, who's kind of a newer runner, just switched to GameCube from running the Wii version, but he's been improving rapidly over the past few weeks. And then up in the top right of your screen, we've got Garm, he's been around the community for a while. I think he's been kind of taking a break, but came back for Wolfdash 4. And it's going to be interesting to watch him today because I believe he's going to be running the no save and quit route, which, aims to defeat the game without ever returning to the title screen. And that's going to mean there are going to be some pretty immediate differences in his gameplay, so we'll be highlighting those over the course of the run.
Yeah, and it's quite a longer route too, so we're going to have him up for quite a bit since most of the big differences are going to be near the beginning.
Yep. I believe everybody else today will be running the empty Lake Hylia any % route,
I believe the first difference you see is going to be coming up right now, where everyone's going to clip through the gate, but he is not going to jump into the void.
Yep. Looks like Jacquade is first through the gate here.
Yep. Taking quite some time to unplug there, but it looks like it worked.
Yep, and for everybody except Garm, they're doing a trick called Back in Time by falling into the void and resetting the console on the same frame, allowing them to take control of Link on the title screen, and then make a save from the title screen, which has some useful properties.
That was a nice break slide from Glubbers.
We will use that to obtain the Hero's Clothes, the Orden Sword, and Hylian Shield, and also set the story flag for having tamed Epona after Elden Twilight, which will allow us to immediately, get the Iron Boots soon, anyways. We do still have to save Tallow.
Garm is having some trouble getting through the gate. He's going on a different side than everyone else went on. He's going to the right of the rock.
Yeah, the gate can be trouble.
Ooh, that almost worked.
Yeah, you don't usually see people kind of do that left side hop, and then he almost threw the rock. Nice save there.
Oh, he did throw the rock.
This time he did throw the rock.
Well,
does he know
Marco
about
Rock
Marco
is still
Rock?
there. It looks like he does not know about Marco Rock. That is sad.
That's a shame. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, the other 3 runners making their way through Farron Woods. This is a fairly straightforward section. We're just kind of rolling in a straight line as fast as possible. In Twilight Princess, you do that by inputting roll precisely every 20 frames. Frame perfect roll chaining grants extra speed.
A lot of extra speed, actually.
It's significant. It can add up over long roll sections like this.
And then you might notice if they fail to chain rolls on like a slope somewhere, they'll lose a lot of speed, and it's really hard to regain that speed if you keep on chaining rolls. You'll just keep on chaining rolls at a slow speed. So when that happens, they'll try and run for a little bit on the next flat ground to regain some speed before they roll again.
Then on this section, moving through the rest of North Farron, it actually gets a little bit harder because this area of the game is very laggy, which changes how long 20 frames takes.
Ooh,
You'll see some of our runners moving the camera to try to account for that. Yep, and Garm is rolling straight on into Farron Woods, rather than setting up back in time, because of course that involves returning to the title screen.
Well, more importantly, it involves saving, then returning to the title screen.
It does.
He already returned to the title screen. Good thing he isn't running no quit. Then you just saw Jaquaid do a jump attack into this cutscene trigger so he could keep on moving forward as it started playing.
Yep, we'll see little optimizations like that in a couple places.
Yeah, that's a big thing in Twilight Princess. Tons of small micro optimizations everywhere. That adds up so much.
Jaquaid first to the cage here with a, what, 424 or 423 cage break. Nobody's really had a particularly fast Farron Woods so far. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, like, Jaquaid's cage break time wasn't terrible.
Oh no, it's all perfectly
not good for
fine
a run,
for
fairly fine for a race.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see how he does in goats. So the goats always start in the same spot, but the way that they react to you, as in like how close they'll notice you and how fast they move, is just random each time. So you can kind of take a consistent path, but you do have to do some improv depending on how they react to you. But after repping it probably hundreds of times, like most runners do a fairly good job at getting it.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I saw Glubbers practicing this earlier.
Wow, that was a nice goats from Jaquaid.
Yep, anything
a little
under
scuffed at the
20
beginning,
seconds,
but he pulled it back.
anything under 20 seconds is kind of what we're shooting for. Nimzo having a little trouble there, but recovering. Garm had trouble getting through the gate, Spino.
He's also running a completely different route.
That's true, but that doesn't matter at this point. It's about to matter.
True.
And
we
other
now
three are
have runners entering bow, which is really great rock, paper, scissors battle at the beginning of the run, where the penalty for losing is time loss.
Yep, we're gonna see everybody having to sumo wrestle Bo, and his moves are randomized.
It is a weighted random, so you can make the better move, but it's still completely random, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Anyways, we're gonna see something interesting on Garm's screen coming up on a second. Like the rest of the runners, he also has to save Tallow by breaking the cage and killing the bokoblins, but unlike the rest of the runners, he has no weapons with which to do so. So what we'll see him do instead is manipulate the bokoblins to break the cage. So it looks like he's going for pushing one of them first.
Spino, you should expect around 3 to 3.5 hours for an average race time.
Yep. So he's going to push this bokoblin most of the way across the map into Trill's shop. This is kind of one of the tricks unique to No Save and Quit and also Twilight Princess HD, and it's notorious. It's not very easy. I've tried it a couple times, and it's easy to screw up. Meanwhile, it looks like the other three runners are actually having a pretty decent time with Bo.
I was about to say the opposite. It looks like there's been some bow struggles. At least on Glover's side, there might be some bow struggles. Well, it looks like he might have it now. Yeah, I forgot to mention, it requires mashing at well, optimally about 11 hertz, I believe, in order to knock him off in one cycle.
12 to 15.
12 to 15, yeah.
Garm still struggling with the goblins.
Yeah, Boko pushing is definitely not one of the most popular tricks.
I think it's one of the reasons why no save and quit isn't a more popular category.
Alright, so you'll notice that all of the other 3 runners are saving outside of Bo's house, which will be important later. No spoilers.
Yep, that'll be useful for a trick in
About 21 minutes
about
or
20
so.
minutes, yeah. So Garm now manipulating this other bokoblin to break the cage for him. This part you also see
he has to push
in...
that one too, right?
He does.
Yeah.
You'll also see this part in Twilight Princess 100%, but Hundo can just kill them with the slingshot afterwards.
And then our other
Other
3
runners
are
now
all
making their
entering
way to...
sewers.
Yep. This will be our
However-
first... Yes. This will be our first introduction to Wolf Link and his movement and combat abilities. We'll see all of them attempting to break this box early with a precisely timed combo.
Saves 4 frames.
It's like Nimzo got it.
Nice. But will he get the swag spin attack here? He got
Madeline,
the
I'm
attack.
pretty sure that you're the only one who goes for that.
I'm definitely not the only one who goes for that. I turned up my mic a little bit, Beast. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Looks like Nimzo got the fast cutscene activation there. He dropped down
Yeah,
from
that's
that
nice.
ledge in a certain way that saves, like, I don't know, probably a third of a second or so. The cutscene activates as he falls.
Garm finally through with the bokoblins.
Looks like Nimzo and Jaquator are like very in sync right now. So after they
Yeah, I was just
pull this
about to mention
chain,
that.
you're gonna see them both do a dash and then B attack off this ledge. And that's called a dash cancel. If you do a B attack right after you dash, it cancels the dash and lets you immediately dash again. So if they didn't do that, when they landed on the ground, they would have lost a lot of speed and they'll be walking slow for a bit before they could dash again. But since they did that B attack, they can dash immediately when they land on the ground. It's called a dash cancel.
It's like Nimzo is going to save a bit of time here by talking to Midna from slightly outside that cutscene trigger. Saves like half a second.
Yeah, basically
here's
just
he's got
skips one of the text boxes.
And the one framer. For any of these sequences where you jump up to Midna, if there's a text box first, there's one frame between the text box and the jump that you can get an early jump and skip the animation of Midna flying over to the jump target. So Nimzo's actually gained a couple seconds over Jaquaid here with those time savers. Now Garm is going to just finish goats and he's going to go right on into sewers without fighting Bo for the iron boots, since he can't do that yet because he didn't start from a back in time save. We'll see. I expect you'll get the boots around the hour and 10 mark or so.
And you're actually seeing some more dash cancels right now. Whenever they dash right off the edge of a ledge, that will also cancel their dash. So when they land on the ground, they'll have a dash again immediately. It saves a lot of time on places like sewers rooftops.
Yep, optimizing that kind of dash spacing is a big part of what people do in practice for this game.
Alright, now that we have Nimzo and Jaquaid both leaving sewers, they'll be setting up for a trick called Sword and Shield Skip. So since they did Back in Time, they do have a sword and a shield, but they don't actually have the sword and the shield. It's a little bit weird. So while they can use the sword and the shield, it's not actually in their inventory, I believe. So Midna believes that they don't have it, so she's going to tell them to go get one. And they can't enter Fair and Twilight until they go get a sword and a shield, but that's impossible because they already have it. So instead, they're going to lure this Bokoblin over that we have named Hugo to the Midna trigger where she tells you need to go get the sword and the shield. And they're going to set him up in a very precise spot so that they can attack him in a specific way while he has his club raised over his head, I believe, to perform a tech called a long jump attack, where if you're doing a jump attack over something that is significantly higher than you or over a void, the game will add a lot of extra speed to your jump attack. And they're going to use that to jump over the text trigger where Midna tells you need to get the sword and the shield, and they're going to hit an air trigger on the other side.
Very nice from Nimzo there.
That was really clean from Nimzo. It's a very hard trick, but yeah, you're trying to jump over the ground trigger to hit the air trigger. And
yep, it's one of the harder tricks in the run. Like many tricks in Twilight Princess, it's very feel-based. The timing for the trick is precise, but more importantly, it changes slightly with Hugo's exact position when he decides to do his attack.
Yeah.
So a big part of it is being able to react to different positions and know how you have to change, Link's position and your attack timing to make the trick work. Glover's being a bit cautious here.
That should work. Nice.
And it pays off.
Garm also got Midna TD. Nice.
Hugo only has enough health to attempt the trick once, so if the Glovers had failed that, he would have to jump in the void to reload the area and then do the entire trick again, including bringing Hugo over, which takes somewhere in the ballpark of a minute, 90 seconds.
Yeah, it depends on how fast you get the second time, but it's usually going to be at least a minute.
So often in races, you'll see people being pretty cautious there.
Unfortunately, there's a downside to being too cautious with it because it's easy to accidentally kill Hugo while you're trying to set up the trick. This game has a weird quirk where if you hold back and press A on the same frame, Link will still do a forward attack. So when they're trying to back up to avoid his attack, they'll accidentally attack him.
Yep, we'll see all of the runners completely ignoring the objective of Farron Twilight, not even collecting the Farron Vessel. The trick we'll use later on allows us to skip both Farron Twilight and the second half of Forest Temple. Looks like Nimzo's having pretty good luck with those one-frame Midna jumps today.
Well, quote-unquote luck. Maybe he's just really good at mashing.
I forget, he might be timing those. I know some people do. I think he might be one of them, but I'm not certain.
He would, honestly.
Anyways, Nimzo's now coming up on early Master Sword.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger sequence breaks in the run. We're gonna lure this Twilight Messenger over to this specific part in the wall over here and use him with a Midna charge attack to perform a super jump and land on top of this ledge here. And then we can do some out-of-bounds movement and jump through this wall and land right outside the Sacred Grove, which is just always here and loaded. And that, of course, contains the Master Sword.
Yep,
Nice.
And the Master Sword is very useful in a Twilight Princess speedrun. Obviously, it deals more damage than the Orden Sword, but it also allows us to transform and warp at will. And makes a few other changes to kind of story flags and stuff that are relevant in a couple spots. The biggest change is kind of irrelevant for any percent. It actually locks you out of entering Goron mines the usual way, but we don't need to go there to begin with. But it will also help us get into Lakebed Temple.
Nimzo says he mashes at a specific rhythm. That's interesting.
Well, apparently it works.
Glover's got EMS, nice.
Yep, good EMS from all three, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if any of them failed it. I wasn't super paying close attention, but I think they all got it first try.
Anyways, Garm now coming up on Sword and Shield skip, which is not technically required in No Save and Quit, but it is faster than collecting the Sword and Shield normally.
It's not that much faster, though. It is faster. Oh, he accidentally attacked Hugo. Yeah, that's what we were talking about before.
Yeah,
so he's gonna have to void now to reset Hugo's
shockingly
health.
Easy to do.
I mean, yeah, I did that just yesterday in my race. Happens all the time. Unfortunate.
Yep. Then Nimzo coming up to the last hit on Skull Kid. I assume he'll be trying to jump down from this ledge here during a cutscene. It's another one of those little optimizations.
Yeah, that probably takes about another second or so. Looks like he probably got that. You can tell.
It depends
by
on how,
Skull Kid looks...
accurate you are.
Yeah, he's on the ground because Skull Kid looked on the ground.
He's not in a great place on the ground, though.
Yeah, he kind of ended up too far.
No,
right?
I'm wrong.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
That's fine. That's fine.
Looks like Jaquaid probably got it too.
Yeah, that camera position looked good.
Alright, so how this Skull Kid fight Nimzo's in works is he wants to attack exactly one of these guys, and that'll start, I believe, a 10-second timer before Skull Kid will blow his little horn, and that's when he's vulnerable. So he wants to attack one of those guys as soon as possible. But he only wants to hit one because every single time you attack an enemy in this game, or at least most enemies, the game will actually lag for 3 frames. It's a hit stun effect. So if you attacked like all 10 enemies or however many there are, you'd be losing like an entire second. Beast says it's 5 frames. Got it.
I thought there was a RNG component to Skull Kid's invulnerability timer, but I'm not certain.
I don't think so. I thought it was always like 8 or 10 seconds or whatever it was.
It might be, I'm not sure. Anyways, Nimzo now coming up on the Master Sword puzzle.
The hardest puzzle in the game. Thankfully, it's not randomized every time.
Yeah, he's seen this one a couple times before. He should know how to do it.
If it was randomized every time, I think that we'd all get really good at it. And actually, since the puzzle is a mirror image, you can actually reverse your left and right moves, and it'll still be a correct solution. So there's 2 optimal solutions.
Yep, most players go left first, but
for some reason, like, I don't know why.
The reason is probably just because that's what's on the CSR route page.
Maybe.
Garm still having trouble with Sword and Shield skip, unfortunately. Glubber's now in the Master Sword puzzle, which I believe I saw him practicing earlier today.
Oh, get that rupee. Oh. It's not every day you dig up a 10 rupee.
Yep. And we can see he's going for the... Every time Link jumps during the puzzle, there's 2 frames where you can press X to turn Wolf Sense on, which does nothing except it makes the screen flash. But the Master Sword puzzle is kind of boring, so people do it for fun.
Anyway, we have both Nimzo and Jaquaid in the Master Sword cutscene now. One of the longer cutscenes in the run. And then they will be heading to Forest Temple. Looks like Nimzo got a 2136 Master Sword, which is... It's pretty good for a race setting.
Yeah. Garm really getting harassed by Hugo there. That's unfortunate. Then looks like Nimzo just about done with the Master Sword cutscene.
That should work. Nice.
There we go.
Looks like he went for the no slide method.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
depending
different
on...
ways to do that trick, depending on where you get Hugo.
Mm-hmm. So
I think he
Nimzo
forgot you could
gonna
skip that cutscene.
It's possible.
Might have been a while since he's played.
Nimzo now making his way up to the Forest Temple. We don't need to complete the Forest Temple, as previously mentioned, but we do need the Gale Boomerang, which is required to complete the game and a useful item in its own right.
Yeah, it's a pretty broken item, which we'll see very soon after they get it.
Yep. See if he gets the one frame dash here. I think that was it. Anytime you have one of those dig spots under a fence or something, there's actually one frame after you dig out that you can get a dash and skip the animation of Midna, kind of landing on your back.
I wonder
That
how
time
many
didn't get it.
seconds of like one framers there are in the run. Like if you exclude Gorge Void.
I'm not sure. Probably 10 or 15 seconds.
I was gonna go like 25, but you might be closer.
Dunno. Have to add them up. Nimzo carefully avoiding the sign that tells him where the Forest Temple is. He already knows.
And he kills Jamal for doing this. So sad.
Yep, good luck with the pattern on the messengers there. They can kind of get stuck on the walls sometimes, and it makes it a little harder, a little slower to do the fight, but that's exactly what you want to see.
Do we have a name for the one that likes to study the wall?
I don't think so.
He deserves a name, honestly.
I have a name for him that I'm not going to repeat on this channel.
I'm gonna call him Bob Ross. Beast says
Looks like
Walter
Garm.
Wallace. I can agree with those.
Looks like Garm is going to complete Fair and Twilight. Don't recall why you need that in the no save and quit route. Oh no, I know, it's because you need to get a... Yeah, Garm will need to go back to Orden Village for the Iron Boots later, and you can't do that unless you complete Fair and Twilight.
Ah, that makes sense.
Then at the top of your screen, Nimzo just did Back in Time again, but this time he's jumped in the void on the title screen and loaded a file at the same time, which is a trick we call Back in Time Equipped, and allows him to wrong warp into the first King Bolin 1 fight. From there, he's skipped the cutscene at the start and reset the console at the same time. And that set a value in memory we call the boss flag, which controls a few things, but importantly in this case, it sets how many monkeys you've saved in the Forest Temple. So the game now thinks he's saved about 30 of the Forest Temple's 7 monkeys, which will, make it a little faster to go through. He can go directly to Ook for the Gale Boomerang.
And if you missed all of that, Jaquaid is also trying to do it right now.
Yep, and you'll see Glovers do the same thing. And just
It's kind of a lot going on at once. But yeah, they're jumping behind the back of a loading zone where there's no wall, so they can void out and get bit here.
It's harder to explain than it is to do.
Yeah, it looks like Glubber's got the late frame, which you can back up with a console reset. See if he gets that.
We have a setup there that gives you 2 frames for the pause.
And he gets it. It looks like Jaquaid is going for the item wheel method, which is faster than the save prompt method if you fail it. That's a late frame, so he's gonna have to void there. Ooh, he accidentally walked out. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that jump behind the loading zone is a little tricky.
Yeah, the angle isn't too precise, but it's easy just to walk out if you have a bad one. Ooh, another late frame. He got a 2 frames early, I believe, and tried to do a repause to get the correct frame.
That's unfortunate. And Glover's taking care of the first spider on the way into Forest Temple.
See how
Those can
Nancy
be
looks.
those can
Oh,
be
that's not a
frustrating.
good Nancy.
That's not a good Nancy.
Unless,
Yeah,
wait,
maybe it is.
you never know. Oh, he's going
He's
for
going
it.
for it.
So yeah, that wall too low to the left is Nancy, and she's not our friend. But it looks like she
Yeah,
might
she
be
doesn't-
paid off this time.
If she doesn't give you RNG for just climbing past her, you have to kill her with another Deku Nut, which is notorious for not working.
It's technically it's technically possible and fast to just climb past both of them. But like, if you try to do that, you're going to get like owned every single time. Unless
Yeah,
you're
that's
like
a
assisted
task
speedrun,
only strategy.
or you're Marco.
Jaquade finally getting back in time. That's good.
Yep. Looks like he did the rest correct.
Meanwhile, in the top right, Garm setting up for early Master Sword.
And Glubber's is going to be very careful not to void here, or else it'll reset all of the monkeys he got. Good. One more. It wouldn't reset the monkeys. It would reset
It would reset
early
yeah,
boss
so
fights, which he's going to need later.
all of the other runners still have boss flag set, which will be useful later in Lake Bed Temple. Garm having a little trouble with early Master Sword. It's not an easy trick. It's another one of those really, touchy-feely ones.
Alright, let's see if Jaquade skips Nancy. This does not look good. I would never go for that. Yeah, it looks like he's not doing it. Instead, he'll stand in a fairly precise spot, because if you don't, the nut can just go like straight through the spider and then hit the wall, and then you're very sad because you lose lots of time.
Yep. People usually set up on the plank there to make sure the nut hits Nancy at kind of the top of its travel. It's just more reliable there.
Alright, so on Nimzo's screen, you are about to see one of the reasons the Gale Boomerang is so broken. So he's going to set up behind this loading zone. And
Yeah, normally
there's a midnight trigger here that tells you you can't leave because you have to complete the Forest Temple and the Twilight, I believe. So he's going to throw the boomerang, and it is going to fly off the end of the collision at the back of the load zone, which means it will technically be over a void. And as I mentioned before, if you're targeting something over a void and if you do a jump attack, it'll be a long jump attack and you'll get a lot of extra speed. So he managed to completely jump over the minute trigger that turns you back. That's called Forced Escape. And you're going to see a lot of those boomerang long jump attacks for the rest of the run, basically. There's going to be another one he's going to go for right here to skip a mailman trigger.
Yup, on the GameCube version, it's a very ubiquitous trick. It's basically its own movement technique.
That is so true.
Unfortunately, it's not possible to do LJs with the boomerang on the Wii version, which is one of the major differences between the two versions of the game.
Luckily, the mailman triggers on the Wii are tiny and you can just jump over them.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Unfortunately, that means we can't do Forest Escape, which kind of changes how the route has to work. Anyways, Nimzo now coming up on Gorge Void. There's another one of those one-frame inputs we can do to interrupt the sequence where we learn map warping and avoid Midna forcing us to warp back to Farron Woods. We'd rather do that later
Yeah,
when we
this one
actually
saves
need
a
to
lot
go
more
back
time.
to Farron.
This one's about a minute, if you
Yep.
get it. I guess
So
losing a minute if
hopefully-
you don't.
Hopefully everything will go well for Nimzo here.
I know Nimzo has been doing it as human lately, which makes it a
Yep,
two-frame
he has.
window, but it looks like he's going to do it as Wolf this time. Ooh, we did not quite get that last messenger there.
That's unfortunate. Okay, now he's going for human.
Yeah, so this allows him to have a two-frame window. Sorry, no, it's still a one-frame window, but he can either press A or do Iron Boots.
Yep.
And I'm not sure which one he got. He got the A press.
You got the A press.
So if you got iron boots, I believe Link like jumps slightly to put the iron boots on, and during that time he's jumping, you can pause and save warp, and you'll land back where he is right now.
Yep.
And while Link is in the air with the iron boots, he doesn't hit the trigger that you're trying to avoid after that cutscene. And then you saw that he ran a little bit left there to also avoid the trigger, which is pretty massive. And he's going to do a really awesome trick called Rupee Roll, where he's going to use this yellow rupee and perform a long jump attack over this fence to land on the fence and collect the rupee at the same time, which will allow him to perform a roll going out of the rupee text and land on the other side of the fence. And then he's going to do an insane LJA over this massive gorge to land completely on the other side. Beautiful.
Yep, that trick is kind of one of the scarier parts of the no save and quit route because it's one try only. If you only get that rupee text the first time you see a rupee of a higher value, and the only way to get it back is to save warp to save and reload, which obviously you can't do in no save and quit.
Now Nimzo's running around trigger for the King Bulb in one fight. Hitting that loses a good 90 seconds, I believe.
I think it's closer to a minute. I'm not sure. It's frustrating to do it. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's pretty
feel
hard.
good.
But it's fortunately like very easy to avoid from careful movement. It's only when you try and like eagle it and go really fast that you hit it usually. Now we got Garm in the Master Sword puzzle. That is not how you do the Master Sword puzzle. You can go back. You can go back one. Good. And it should still be good. Good.
Yep, good recovery. Then Nimzo running back to the gorge to hit the map warping trigger now that we're ready for it.
We'll see if Jaquaid gets Gorge Void now. It looks like he's doing it as Wolf, which is slightly harder.
An important part here is that now Nimzo has the Kakariko village portal.
Nimzo is in the lead, Corey.
Yep. Pretty significantly, I think.
Glubbers is doing a trick called Lanero Gate Clip right now, where he's bonking into this gate and
missed Gorge Void and is going to Lanero first instead.
So if
this
you
is
miss Gorge
another
Void, you have to
huge
reroute,
break.
and it loses a minute or so.
This is another huge sequence break. Clipping through this gate to enter Lanero province early allows us to do it before beating Elden Twilight, which is nice, but it also allows us to avoid having to complete Goron Mines at all.
Yeah, pretty much all gates are imaginary in this game, except for the Poe Gate.
Yeah, you can clip through the Poe Gate.
You can... That's very true. You can clip through the Poe Gate. So, yes, all gates are imaginary. It only takes, like, what, 11 hours? Or maybe that's not right at all. Do you know how long it is?
9 hours, 40 minutes.
9 hours, 40 minutes.
So hopefully we won't see anybody going for that strat today. But it's useful for some extended categories like low percent.
Yeah, if that's what your passion is, if you want to watch Link slowly gliding through a gate for 9.5 hours, go check out Andy's low percent record.
Yep, Nimzo now ready for entering Lanero.
Yeah, he's about to do the same clip that Glubbers just did, but he has the Elden portal, and Glubbers doesn't. So Glubbers still has to go do Rupee Roll to get to Elden later. So it'll look like they're fairly close together, but they're over a minute apart.
Yep. Thankfully, with
probably not over a minute, probably more like 40 seconds.
Thankfully, with the new Empty Lake Hylia route that everybody's running, the reroute you have to do for failing Gorge Void is less serious. On the old Pillar Clip route, Glubbers would actually be going to Lakebed Temple right now to get the Claw Shot before even entering, before even going to Kakariko.
Will Glubbers do Card Clip?
Let's
I
see.
think he will.
I assume so.
feel like Glubbers would always do it if he failed Gorge Void. Yeah, he's going for it. So if you do a dash at a not very precise spot here, you can clip out of bounds and take a more direct path to the end. If you look at the mini-map on Glubber's screen, you can see that the card flight takes a pretty big turn near the end.
How is Badamja doing? I don't have Badamja's stream up.
Yeah, let me pull up Badamja's stream. Hold
on. He hasn't DNF'd, so, you know, there's a lower bound on how bad his run is.
Looks like he is currently doing the native clip as well.
See, Nimzo going for Kargrok drowning. And he gets it. It's a kind of risky strat where you dive into the lake with iron boots and have the Karg fly far enough down into the lake that the Boldlin drowns in the lake, which is... It sounds simple, but the problem is if the Boldlin grabs you during that... or if the Kargrok grabs you during that process, your game will crash. Which is a pretty serious time loss. Garm, unfortunately getting trolled by the North Faron digging bugs.
Garm is taking Purple Mist very safe. Did he already void ones?
I'm not certain.
Looks like Nimzo also got card clip.
And so has Dracade.
Nice.
Then Glubbers has just got the Zora's Domain warp portal, so from here he'll be going back to Faron Woods and doing Faron Escape again, and finally going to do Rupee Roll to get over to Kakariko Gorge.
Yeah, so I believe.
But we'll see when Nimzo gets there.
Go ahead.
But we'll see when Nimzo gets there that he can just warp to Kakariko Village directly because he's already got the portal. That's how Gorge Void saves the time.
Yeah, and I believe we'll see Garm doing the entire Forest Temple. Well, not the entire Forest Temple, but he'll be completing it, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on his splits.
So, keep your eye out there if you want to see some fast Forest Temple movement. Forest Temple is claimed to be very fun to do fast by people who do it fast. I've never speedrun Forest Temple, but it's supposedly fun.
I used to do it when I was doing beginner mode. It's pretty nice. It's interesting. I guess he doesn't feel confident with Rupee Roll getting it the first try. Because since he's beat Faron Twilight and Forest Temple, he'll actually be able to just put the bridge back across Kakariko Gorge and cross it the usual way. They're not, Corey. 4 of the runners are using the same any % route, but Garm is actually running the no save and quit category, which is significantly different in terms of routing.
It's like many minutes longer of a category. It looks like we've swapped out Glubbers for Badamja, and it looks like Badamja is not too far behind. Still in card flight. I'm not sure if he got Gorge Void or not. It looks like he probably did.
Yeah, I'm not
Just
sure.
on his segment timer.
We'll know in a minute or two.
But if he did, that puts him not too far behind Jaquaid.
Anyways, Nimzo's now made it to Elden Twilight. We just saw him deal with the sanctuary basement bugs, which can be kind of troublesome, but, you know, we've got a good setup for it.
No, Jaquaid didn't get Gorge Void, did he?
I
It's still hard to
don't
track
think
who
so.
got Gorge Void when they don't skip the split.
Yeah.
Okay, Badamja did get Gorge Void, so Badamja's on a fairly good pace right now.
Nimzo doing a manipulation here to get the Malamart bug to come down to him instead of having to go up to it. Very smooth.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bug manipulations throughout the rest of the Twilights you see.
Yep, Nimzo's now
A lot
coming
of
up
very
to...
small time space.
Nimzo's now coming up to the hotel, the Elbe Inn, which is kind of one of the trickier parts of this Twilight. There's a lot of precise movement that
Yeah.
has to happen in here. He's first going to use the stick to dislodge the bug in the fireplace.
And he stood to the left of the fireplace there so that the bug would land on the ground instead of the ledge up above.
Yep, be
And he
attacking the
bonked
bonk
there.
off the counter during the cutscene to knock the other bug off the wall early.
Looks like he's skipping the yellow rupee.
Yep.
And then hopefully he'll do some nice dash jumps to get out. Nice.
Then more dash cancels across the roofs here to get into the abandoned house.
Yeah, I believe Nimzo has the best Elden Twilight in the whole community, so what you're seeing is a peak performance.
Yep, he does. 6 minutes, 44 seconds. Unfortunately missing the one frame mid to jump to get out of the house faster.
We have Badamja in basement bugs. He's probably going to go to the left here to try and get all the bugs to fall down before he targets them. Unfortunately, he missed the lone bug with his target there, so he accidentally targeted it last when he wants to target that one first, so he can get a pair of two bugs together, and then that lone bug last. So
Then
lost
another
a
route
few
difference
seconds
coming
there.
up on Garm's screen here. Since he's running no save and quit, he can't do the same back in time equip trick to get the boomerang immediately. He's instead going to have to do some fancy parkour, or possibly just do the first half of Forest Temple casually. I think that's what he's going
Nimzo's
for.
doing a trick called Bomb House Skip, where he kills that bug before it goes into the house, and then the game just assumes that you already completed the entire Bomb House section, which saves about 40 seconds or so.
Something like that, yeah.
Or maybe it's 40 seconds to fail it, and it saves like 30 seconds. I don't know. Now Nimzo's performing a manip where he gets purposefully hit by that bug so it goes back and then he can get it with a charge attack. And
Yeah, it
it'll
works
always put the
sometimes.
tier right next to the hole where he's trying to get in. You don't want to collect that tier and then go into that dig spot too quickly though, because if you touch the tier but it doesn't like actually collect in the vessel and you enter that load zone, you're gonna have to go out and back in, and the loads there are just monstrously long, so it loses such a massive amount of time. It just won't collect the tier. And it looks like
Yep.
Jaquaid got Rupee Roll. Nice.
It's one of those mistakes that everybody makes once.
I think I've done it more than once.
Anyways, looks like Garm is gonna just save the monkeys in Forest Temple.
Very nice Gorge skip from Jaquaid.
Nimzo killing that Death Mountain Trail bug in a way that he can pick the tier up from on top of the ledge. So it's, you know, he doesn't have to spend time climbing it afterwards. Garm unfortunately failing to jump attack into this cutscene with the monkeys. if you get it, Link enters a very silly animation.
So I believe Nimzo, Badamja, and Glubbers are all very close right now. I believe Nimzo is currently furthest ahead, and then Badamja, and then Glubbers.
Nimzo with the jump attack up that ledge there to beat the Steam cycle. And Damja going for Wolf Bomb House Skip. Slightly harder, but saves the time of having to transform. And he gets it. You'll be familiar with that trick from the Wii version of the game, of course.
Yeah, the human version is a lot easier, but we can't do it because it requires a boomerang long jump attack, which does not work on Wii.
Oh my gosh. Nimzo golded Elden Twilight.
Okay, well that's the new community gold.
Yep, that is the... You guys just witnessed the fastest Elden Twilight anybody has ever done.
That's crazy. 643.
That's an insane number. I'm happy to get 743.
Actually, that might not be the... Hold on. I need to double check this.
And, oh, he is doing early boomerang. I guess I don't know how that early boomerang strat works. Garm's doing some clips here to make his way over to Ook for the boomerang.
Wow,
Being
that is
careful
the
with
fastest
setting it up.
Elden ever. That's crazy.
Yeah. Nimzo unfortunately failing the one frame side hop to skip that mid attacks there. And unfortunately Garm having some trouble with early boomerang. You can see him calling Midna there to manipulate the wind cycle. Jaquaid doing a jump attack into that rupee there to avoid... No, wait, he doesn't need to avoid the rupee text. He's doing it because he feels like it.
True.
It's like Garm finally has made it over to Ook's arena. And then Nimzo starting on Lunairu Twilight proper. This will be the longest Twilight. It's, you know, not everybody likes it so much. It's a lot of
Good 11
running
minutes.
straight line.
Looks like Garm is now getting the boomerang.
Yep. Then it'll be neat to see the second half of Forest Temple. That's not very common in Twilight Princess any percent, but there are some neat tricks here.
Yeah, I guess maybe he does like Ooklis, which would be cool.
Ooklis would be neat. As we'll see, he doesn't have to do very much of the second half of Forest Temple. Nimzo having a little trouble with the Zora's Domain ball bug, which doesn't always go where you'd like it to. And you'll see him jump into the water here and put iron boots on to avoid a lengthy cutscene where we talk to Rotella. And she tells us how to get the Zora armor, an item which we don't need and won't get.
And he goes for waterfall side hop and gets it. Nice. That saves like
Yep.
6 seconds.
3-frame side hop to avoid having to do some other means of getting to this bug. There are a few ways to go about it. Damja, unfortunately, I believe it did get the 1-frame side hop, but got kind of stuck on the wall afterwards, which can happen. No, he didn't get the side hop. And Gar making his way back through Forest Temple, much easier than last time because now he has the boomerang and can turn the bridges himself. Damja now into Lanayra Twilight. Let me switch to a Clubber stream over here. And Garm doing a little setup here to jump over the fence and get to the boss key a little faster. Hopefully. There we go. Fun little piece of movement there. And unfortunately, slightly too early on a roll to, keep rolling during the cutscene of the gate opening. And Nimso starting the long run from North Hyrule Field all the way down to Castletown.
How long is it? Like, how long does it take? Is it like
It's
90
somewhere
seconds?
around
A minute? It doesn't feel that long to me, actually. Everyone complains about it, but I don't know. It's like, it's a nice little break. Just gonna aim the camera down and run.
Yep, you've seen him panning the camera down there to reduce lag.
Right. And Jaquaid finishes Elden Twilight. Fairly close to his gold. Pretty good Elden for him.
Garm now on his way to Diababa, the boss of Forest Temple. Normally he'd have to save a few more monkeys to get there, but as you'll see, he won't need to do any of that. He can do a long jump attack to... Ooh. He can do a short jump attack to jump into the void. The boomerang is in the wrong place on that one. It just doesn't work. And Damja unfortunately missing waterfall side hop.
He did get the lower ledge though, so he
Yep.
doesn't lose as much time as not getting a side hop at all.
Yep, he can take some mid jumps back up, but it's still a bit of a time loss.
I think it would have been faster to claw shot higher. I'm not sure.
He doesn't have the claw shot.
You're right. It's so true. Different route.
If he did have the claw shot, it would be faster, but he doesn't, so it isn't.
My bad.
Yeah, other any percent routes would have the claw shot already, and it makes for an easier backup. Garm unfortunately having trouble with the second long jump attack there to get to Diababa's room.
Fairly good lily pad bugs from Badanja. They have some notable bullshit. Can kind of screw you over with RNG sometimes.
Yep.
It's very easy to lose like a good 30 seconds there. Just
Yeah,
trying to
lily
get those
pad bugs is frustrating. Their movement is RNG. They have some positions where you just can't hit them at all. And Wolflink will also turn his head to look at the bugs sometimes, which can make it harder to climb up on the lily pads.
Yeah. If you turn off
Garm
senses-
finally getting the monkey skip LJs and heading into Diababa now.
Oh,
I believe he should still have... No, I'm not. Never mind.
Nimzo just had an interesting staring contest with Fire's bug.
We'll see if he attempts Ooklos here. Looks like he's
Yeah, it
not.
looks like not. Saves like a
It's
moment or
a
so.
fairly complicated strategy. You can kind of juggle some bombs in the boomerang to keep 2 bomblings out during the transition into Diaboba's second phase.
Yeah, I believe whenever a
Oh no,
bomb
he's
is
going
in the
for
boomerang-
something. So you may have just targeted an extra bombling by mistake.
Whenever a bomb is in the boomerang, I believe it resets the bomb timer.
Exactly. So you can kind of keep a bomb out for longer by juggling it with the boomerang, and that would let us skip waiting for Ook to show up with more bombs in phase 2. You can see that in top level TP 100% runs as well. It's a very satisfying looking strategy when you pull it off, but it's the inputs are pretty complicated.
Yeah, I've never done it, but I watch people do it, and I'm like, damn, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I've tried it a couple times, but it's hard. Nimzo unfortunately getting trolled by the last bug or second to last bug in Lanairu.
Dude, I hate that bug.
It can be annoying sometimes.
It's like sometimes it'll like give it to you, like you can just like jump attack it straight out of the cutscene, and then other times you're just jumping a million times and it's just dodging you.
Yep.
And like if it just dodged a million times every time, I probably wouldn't hate it as much.
Nimzo now coming up on the boss bug. We'll see him do this first cycle normally, but for the next 2, he'll be doing some manipulation to try to get the bug to become vulnerable earlier. And he's keeping it on screen as much as possible to make it attack sooner.
Nice.
Looks good from Nimzo.
He'll try to bonk here to skip it. Oh, he missed it. So if you bonk on the right side or the left side of the bug's head there, you can skip that cutscene of... Well, I think it just cancels the attack early of Link going through and hitting all of his little legs. I think that wasn't a terrible lily pad bugs from Jaquaid. Maybe I missed the beginning.
Then Nimzo finished with Lanairu Twilight at 1 hour and 49 seconds, which is pretty darn good. He kind of split the run into 3 parts at the end of Lanairu Twilight, the end of Arbiter's Rounds, and the rest of the run. And, it's a good run if all of those are under 1 hour.
Yeah, like sub-hour Lanairu Twilight, you're talking like world record pace. On this
Yeah, the middle section is a little shorter. So Nimzo's still on a perfectly good pace here. Looks like he's getting 20 rupees as he drops down Zora's Domain and takes damage. That's intentional damage down for a trick later, where we'll be doing an intentional death.
Yep. It might be interesting if we get like a Morpheal sync.
Yeah,
see that
could
happen.
happen. Then Nimzo getting the
Looks like we have
We've
Glover's
got
back.
Glover's back in. He's in Castletown. Kind of trailing the other 3. No, I'm silly. Jaquaid hasn't even gotten there yet.
Yeah, I believe we're still Nimzo, Badamja, Glover's, Jaquaid as our ranking, and then Garm obviously on the other route, so it's not exactly comparable.
Yep. I think they'll all stack back up again at entering Arbiter's Rounds. Anyways, I was saying, Nimzo just howled at the Upper Shores River Howling Stone to spawn the Golden Wolf outside Castletown, which he'll eventually use to learn the ending blow, which is required to beat the game. And now he's going to steal bombs from Isa and eventually duplicate the bomb bag. We'll start this off by doing a precise setup here to trigger the Upper Shores River Messenger fight as Wolf, which you're not supposed to be able to do.
And then complete the fight as Wolf, which you're not supposed to be able to do.
Which you're also not supposed to be able to do. Yeah, normally you're supposed to only be able to defeat these groups of messengers with Sword as human or with Midna charge attacks, but Midna isn't on Link's back at this point in the game, so Nimzo can't use charge attacks, and instead has to do this kind of awkward sequence of attacks to defeat the messengers as Wolf anyways.
Yeah, it looks easy, but it's a bit tricky to pull off. It's fairly timing precise.
Yeah, but it's important because it breaks Isa's dialogue here in a way that will allow us to get pulled into Isa's hut with this cutscene multiple times, which will eventually lead to being able to duplicate Isa's lent bomb bag and keep it for the rest of the run.
And since we're already Wolf, we can just warp away. Which you're also not supposed to be able to do, I believe.
No, you're not.
A lot of things you're not supposed to be able to do that we're doing. There, Globbers is being a great example of why I hate this bug.
Yep.
Wow, that's worse than usual. Wow.
The kind of last step of duplicating the bomb bag is actually to either save warp or game over. Other routes kind of have to set it up so that that happens, but actually on Empty Lake Hylia we need to game over anyways for another trick coming up just now, so we can combine them. It's part of why the route works. So what we'll see now is Nimzo going over to start Plum's minigame. And it's not because he needs the heart piece. Ooh, nice cutscene skip. Can he finish it? Nice. Very precise movement. Like 7 seconds. No, not that much. Very precise movement there to skip a sort of long cutscene of Plum like flying down from the sky and talking to you. Anyways, he's now going to do a different setup to bonk and fall out of bounds here. And looks like he unfortunately picked up a hurt at some point. So we'll have to jump into the void a couple times to game over. But what this is going to do is it's actually going to respawn Nimzo in Lake Hylia, and because of the state the game is currently in right now, it actually doesn't reset like what map layer you're on when you game over. It's for some reason related to the Zora Armor Wagon Escort, which we're ignoring. But the effect of that is it means that like Hylia is loaded in the like Plum's minigame map state, which it's not designed for, and the result of that is that the water goes away. And we can just get down to Lake Bed Temple with some precise movement. He'll be doing a position setup here and then a bomb boost to get into Lake Bed.
And this replaces a trick called Pillar Clip, which was the old way of getting into Lake Bed, which isn't that much slower, but it is slower.
And Nimzo actually doing kind of a different version of that setup than I usually see.
But it works.
It does. I don't suppose you saw what Badamja's Lanayru Twilight time was, did you?
No. It looks like he skipped the split, so hard to tell.
Anyways, Nimzo now in Lake Bed proper. An interesting side effect of getting the Master Sword early is that he can actually save warp immediately upon entering Lake Bed and skip having to swim up through the tunnel, which he doesn't have enough air meter to do. As a result of that, Garm will actually have to get the Zora armor, since he can't do that save warp. You might see that later. And then Nimzo doing some long jump attacks to skip having to knock down the stalactites in this first room. He's also emptying out the bomb bag as he goes through Lake Bed Temple. It starts with 30 normal bombs, but we actually want to be able to put water bombs in it, so we have to get rid of all of those. Then Nimzo's doing a nice double LJ there to make his way to what's supposed to be the exit of Deku Toad's room. Now, you're not actually supposed to be able to start the boss fight from here, but since he still has early boss flags set from earlier in Forest Temple, he should be able to just look up at the ceiling to start the fight here.
Yes, and if you did Void on Monkey Chain, and you didn't know that that cleared your early boss fights, you could get all the way here and then look up at the ceiling, and then nothing happens. And then you're very sad because you lose lots of time.
Oh, he got the 0 cycle strat.
Oh, crazy.
That's an incredibly precise set of inputs to use a boomerang to get a bomb into Deku Toad's mouth right at the start of the fight, but it saves, I'm not sure how much, but a decent bit of time.
It's like 12 seconds, I want to say.
That sounds about right.
It's one of the main reasons the Empty Lake Hylia route is a decent amount faster, because you have bombs at this point to do that.
But yeah, he's caught up quite a bit over his PvP pace. Just from getting that, which is nice.
Looks like we have
Vidamja now on his way to...
Hi.
Yeah. Vidamja now on his way to do the same Ender Lake bed setup. Then Nimzo's collected his water bombs, and he's on his way to fight Morphil. Now, normally to fight Morphil, you need to get the Lake Bed Temple boss key to get in, and the Zora armor to not drown during the fight, but of course we aren't going to do either of those things.
We're going to almost drown.
Yes. Many times.
It's going to be scary, but it's going to all be okay, hopefully. And Morphil is a very cool fight in this run. It's one of my favorite parts of the run, because it's kind of the make or break point of a
Vidamja unfortunately missing the Enter Lake Bed bomb boost. It's a 3-frame window to get the bomb off, so it's pretty easy to get the timing slightly off. Then anyway, Nimzo flipping into the bridge here and doing a setup to get a precise position where he can drop down into the entrance to Morphil's arena.
Yeah, Morphil's a kind of make or break point, because like if you die in Morphil, that's like a fairly large time loss. It's generally just kind of going to be a dead run outside of the context
somewhere
of a
around
race.
4 minutes.
Depends on where you die.
Cutscene skip, which is nice. But yeah, what we'll see Nimzo doing here is, first of all, he's just dropping down, and thankfully the Morphil intro cutscene refills the air meter, otherwise we wouldn't be able to skip the Zora armor. Then what we'll see him do is try to get a very fast first cycle on Morphil, possible with the Master Sword. And unfortunately he's missed the eye with the spin attack. I'm going to try again.
Okay.
That should work. There we go. And now what he's doing is pulling out a water bomb and force unequipping the iron.
That was a little scary.
Something else over them. Yep, and now he's swimming with the water bomb, which you're not supposed to be able to do. And an interesting side effect of this is that it turns out that if you're swimming with the water bomb and you drop the water bomb, Link enters a standing animation for a couple frames, and that allows the game to refill your air meter. Shoutouts to Madeline for doing the decompilation on that and figuring out exactly how it works.
Hi, that's me. I did that.
That is you, and you did do that.
Wow, is this an actual setup? I've never seen this from Jaquid. Wow, I did not know you even know that was a thing.
Oh, I missed it. Was it a position setup for the Giza fight?
Yeah, he did like 2 jump attacks.
Oh yeah, a couple ways to do that. Is Nimzo going for one bomb?
I'm not sure.
Oh my god, dude.
I think he is.
I think he got it.
I think he got one bomb.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that's like significantly harder than just doing Morpheal, which is already very hard. You
Yeah,
have to
normally
get good RNG and then like make no mistakes.
normally runners will use at least 2 water bomb air refills for Morpheal, but Nimzo's managed to do it with 1, which yeah, it's not easy.
It looks like he had like air to spare too. Like that was like a crazy one bomb.
Yeah. Blubber's unfortunately having trouble with the Ender Lake bed setup, which is unfortunate because I did see him practicing that a lot earlier. So is Badamja, I think. They're kind of in the same place right now. Looks like Badamja's got it.
Yeah. Took a few tries, but he's in.
Yeah, that setup can be pretty frustrating. There's a lot of steps to getting the position and angle right, and then the bomb boost is... It's not free.
It's hard. Looks like Quaid is having some issues with the Isa messenger fight.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's fairly easy to die there. If you like, cause it's like a fairly precise how you have to do the fight. So if you're waiting along too much, they'll attack you, and they each do 1 heart of damage. So after a few tries at it, it's easy to die.
Well, and more if you did the intentional damage strat and you're on one heart going in. Oh yeah, that is an interesting setup.
I might have to try that. I'm not sure if it's fast, but it's interesting.
It might be. It could be more consistent, I think. Anyways, Nimzo running through Hyrule Field again for the start of Midna's Desperate Hour. Which thankfully does not take an actual hour.
Imagine that. MDH for an entire hour sounds awful.
Nimzo being very careful to, not forget where he is in the route and get the ending blow from the Golden Wolf now, which is a serious time loss because we can't warp in this state.
Notably, no runners in this current race have ever done that.
Definitely not. Blubber's unfortunately still struggling with the Ender Lake bed setup. Then you'll see Nimzo is doing repeated Wolf dash cancels through Castletown. Wolflink's dash speed is very slow in Castletown. It kind of depends on what area you're in, so that's actually the fastest form of movement he has available. Damja not getting the Deku Toad 0 cycle, so he has to complete the fight normally. Though we should still be able to 1 cycle it with the Master Sword.
Yeah, you just have to time 10 slashes or 1 jump attack, 4 slashes in a combo in a fairly precise amount of time.
Yep.
Looks like he's going for the easier method and he gets it. Nice.
Yep, that's a hair slower than the 5 pairs of slashes strat, but it's a little more consistent.
Alright, looks like Jaquaid is now doing the void here to Empty Lake Hylia. It's funny I'm forgetting the name of this trick.
It's usually called Isa 1 skip because of how it's used in 100%, but in this 100% context, I've also heard people just call it the plumb out of bounds. Nimzo getting his first of 4 postals that are required during this run. It is possible to skip 3 of them using that rupee slide we were talking about earlier, but it's, not very fast for any percent.
We'll have Badamja entering Morpheal fairly soon, with Glubbers not too far behind.
Yeah, Morpheal could definitely shake this one up if one or both of them ends up drowning.
Yeah, I don't expect we'll see another 1-bomb, but you never know. Ooh, Jake.
Yeah, Nimzo, Jake is giving
Jake is trolling. The wee curse.
Yeah.
Is he gonna try and do Jake? Is he gonna do Jake?
Is he gonna?
Oh, he's not.
That'd be so good.
Yeah,
the
wow.
Since the Wii version can't do boomerang LJs, just do this.
Oh
no.
This has been an emotional roller coaster of stalactite
Getting
skip.
absolutely trolled by target priority there. That's unfortunate.
Just see up. Okay, good. You might be too low. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Oh no. It's unfortunate.
It happens. I'm not sure why he's targeting at the end.
We have all done it, for certain. Yeah, he's not getting high enough up on the pillar here. Ooh, nice deck code from Lovers.
Oh, did he get the 1 cycle? Or the 0 cycle?
Yeah, he got the 0 cycle. That's nice.
See Nimzo doing some jump attacks on these Woblins to get off the ropes faster. Saves a good amount of time. Yep. Now he's going to go for a strat called early wind cycle, where basically you just try and get across these rooftops as fast as possible so you can get on the bridge before the wind goes away, or else you have to wait for the wind to come back again. So he's going to be doing a combination of dash cancels, good vectoring, and like B attacks. Just basically all of the wolf movement stuff to get here in time so he can just barely dash off that bridge and make it to the other side.
Yep, and thankfully he didn't get trolled by the notoriously unreliable bridge collision.
Yeah, you can go straight through that bridge.
We had that happen in yesterday's race, actually.
Alright, but Badamja is now in
AD got
Morpheal.
bridge.
Oh, you got bridge.
Yep, yeah, that's
sad. Yeah, notably you have 6 frames of air left when you hit the bottom, and the cutscene just happens to refill your air, which is the only reason this works at all.
Yep. Nimzo now getting the ending blow. And off your screen, Garm has finally made it back to Bow to get the iron boots.
That is a little scary. Oh, that should work. Okay, good. I've been getting trolled by that eye lately, so whenever I see it go fast, it's a little scary.
Yeah, if the eye is like too close to Morpheal, it can give you, not very much time to pull the bomb out. Which can make phase 2 a little harder if you don't get it in time.
Nice, Jaquaid got the bomb boost finally.
Yeah, that's good.
And Glubbers is now going for boss key skip, so he will be entering Morpheal now too. So we'll have 2 people in Morpheal, which is a treat.
Love a good Morpheal sync.
Looks like Glubbers and Gold is enter Morpheal. Nice.
Claw shot.
You're right.
Yeah, I assume that's the first time he's gotten the Decatoad 0 cycle strat in a run.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna work for Danger.
That's a rough Morpheal swim.
Yeah, that was some more there all time. Morpheal can kind of just swim straight up and screw you over. You have to kind of get in front of her if you want her to stop.
When it happens.
This should work. This looks good. This is beautiful. Just has to mash A, swim up, and he's going to try and put on the iron boots. Oh, he got sucked. But I think he still has enough air.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's plenty. So he's put on the iron boots, and he did that so that after he does this sword combo, he can force unequip the iron boots, which will let him fall off of Morpheal immediately and claw shot her again as done. That was amazing.
Yep, and you saw him pause buffering to make sure that Morpheal was in an animation frame that would work for the regrab. Not all of them do.
Pretty decent Morpheal from Badamja.
The
Though
Nimzo
decent
on his way
Morpheal is
to...
usually finishing it.
Yes. Yes, if you don't die, it's a good Morpheal. Nimzo now on his way up Snow Peak. You just saw him perform map glitch to disable the triggers that would normally cause him to void out in the snowstorm.
This, I don't know. Glubber should be able to get this. Yes. I believe this is his second grab, so let's see if he gets the regrab. That is a bad... Okay. I stand corrected. I did not think that regrab frame was going to work. If it works,
you can get away with it sometimes.
That was a little scuffed, but he got it, so...
The geometry on some of those ledges allows Wolflink to briefly clip out of bounds and get snapped up to the ledge, which skips the climbing animation. You'll see that in a couple places. And in a minute, you'll see him howl at the Snow Peak Howling Stone, which disables map glitch and allows him to leave the area. If he didn't do that and just dug into the connection cave normally, it would actually soft lock due to map glitch.
Sergio Quaid got the Decatoad 1 cycle. It's good.
That's... Alright, 3 people getting that in the same race is kind of insane. It's not an easy strat.
The 1 cycle. Not the 0.
Never mind. 2 people getting that in the same race.
That is still true. That is true. Nimzo is now entering Snow Peak Cave, and he's going to try and do some fairly fast claw shots and some controlled movement to avoid getting keysed, which is very easy to do here.
Yep.
It's very easy to get keysed, not to do the controlled movement.
Yeah. They can really give you trouble. Looks like he's good.
That looks good. Yeah, okay, that's good. And now
then
he's going to be doing an LJA off the edge here to hit a... I believe it's a...
Yes, voiding out further into the map, which allows him to skip the...
It's just a respawn trigger, so he spawns after the messenger fight.
Then Garm is doing human Lanairu gate clip. Can somebody tell him that it's not 2012 anymore and we have better ways to do that now?
Is he doing it with Epona? How do you even do that?
Yeah, that one.
That's crazy. Anyway, notably doing messenger skip has the side effect that you have to do snowboarding with the fog of Snow Peak still present.
Yep.
Fairly difficult. You have to use some kind of hard to see visual cues to know where you are when you're doing
definitely
some
takes a bit of practice, but you know, Nimzo should have
Nimzo
this
knows
one
how
down
to do snowboarding. You never know.
Anything can happen.
It also has the side effect that there are no rupees on the snowboarding route.
Yep, Nimzo will unfortunately have to stay broke for another few minutes.
It looks like he has 59 rupees, so he isn't exactly broke right now.
He's doing pretty well.
Glubbers has 76.
He's Glubbers, he can do that.
Glubbers might be able to skip, like...
Glubbers should be able to skip 2 of the AG20s. The 90% rupee route is pretty lenient, but, you know, if you get more RNG rupees, it does save time. And for some reason, Glub has really good luck with them. Or he failed rupee roll, I don't know.
I do not believe he failed rupee roll.
There you go.
Nice. Nimzo's past the hard part. But you can still lose time near the end if you bonk and you have to do the walk of shame to the end. But it looks like he's got it figured out. And he gets the good part 1. Part 1 is honestly the harder part, I'm not gonna lie. We have Badamja going backwards on a rope. That's interesting.
New strat.
Carefully jumping over those pots so he doesn't have to move them out of the way. Alright, let's watch
Nimzo's
the
gonna do a nice sequence break in Snow Peak. He'll be LJing over the void here, and then claw-shotting up through the ceiling. You're supposed to come into this room by, destroying the ceiling so there's no collision on the bottom of it. And then doing a neat clip through the floor there. Now he'll do a trick called ladder freezer cancel, where he climbs this ladder and drops off in a one-frame window to kind of reset the freezer that's supposed to stop him from climbing all the way up.
Quay got some kind of weird RNG here. He's kind of in the center of all these pillars here. This
should be recoverable.
Oh! I thought Morphle was about to turn there. It really looked like she was about to turn there. That would have been so dumb. Oh, just missed it. And I don't think he has enough air to go for a suck strat there.
Nimzo now clipping through this other freezer to enter the Dark Hammer fight early. We didn't mention it, but like some of the other dungeons, we don't have to complete Snow Peak Ruins. We're only going here to get the ball and chain.
Which is needed for one boss fight.
Yep,
It's the only required use.
You can't complete a Palace of Twilight without it.
Yeah, that's true, Samikins. The damage on Glubbers are fairly close. It's like Glubbers is just not too much, like maybe like 30 seconds behind Badamja. A little bit more.
Something like it.
Ooh, so Badamja was trying to hit that guy into the water because he's water soluble, but...
Yeah, Sammy, I'm looking at Nimzo's splits, and he was 19 seconds behind PB entering Snow Peak.
And of course his PB is the 248 today.
Yeah.
He did one bomb, Sammy.
Yeah,
he did like the easiest looking one bomb of all time.
The crazy part, he lost time on Morphle split.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where that time loss was, but he really made one bomb just look easy. Oh, I think Jaquaid might have died to eel, and I missed it.
It appears that way.
That is
the Morphle fight is pretty unforgiving. Like, there's basically no leniency on all of the equip juggling you're doing if you miss equip or do a couple other things wrong. You just game over and get to do the whole boss key skip again.
Will Badamja get early win cycle?
Oh,
He could have ledge grabbed there, and it would have been insane.
He got
just
bridge.
Missed
it. He lost dash speed on the bridge.
Yeah, I've seen people ledge grab those, but it didn't quite happen.
Yeah, the collision for the floating bridge is just so goofy.
Yeah, the timing is easier to make after you avoid, though, because you have less movement to do.
Yep, good the second time.
Alright, looks like Jaquaid is doing boss key skip again. This looks good. Yep, that worked. And we have Nimzo heading up to get Aru's memo. There's going to be some very interesting ladder climbing.
Yep, it takes something like 18 seconds to climb the ladder, Aru.
And notably, nobody has ever jumped off the tower on accident into the water.
Glover's with a nice ledge grab there. And he's calling Midna to reset the wind cycle.
That was an interesting jump.
Yeah, you know what? Got the job done.
That one tickled my fancy. Alright, we got another good phase 1 from Jaquaid. Will he execute in phase 2?
Let's see.
And Nimzo is probably going to be going for a somewhat precise jump here to try and skip climbing up. So he'll do a B attack and then dash cancel off that ledge and then be ready to do another dash there. Then you have to transform in a somewhat precise spot here, or else you'll get seen. Looks like we have both Glubbers and Badamja doing ending blow at the same time, which is the only required hidden skill of the run. And notably, you can get through the entire run without it, but then you will not be able to complete the final hit on Ganondorf.
Yup.
which has never happened in a run. Yeah, Vidamja and Glubbers are very interestingly close. It'll probably be down to just execution in the second half to see who pulls ahead. Second half is fairly more consistent, less trick dense. There's a lot of divergence in the first half here, just on a lot of people spending a lot of time.
We still have Arbiter's Grounds.
We do have Arbiter's Grounds, aka Bullshit Land.
There's a lot that's gonna happen in Arbiter's Grounds.
See, how far ahead is Nimza right now? Let's figure this out. So,
An interesting thing, you just saw Glover's get ending blow, and he, after the sequence end, he actually gets put back in North Fair, and that's what we call a Golden Wolf wrong warp. Thankfully, in this case, he can just, warp somewhere else afterwards, but that's why he can't get ending blow during Vinda's Desperate Hour.
Nimza is ahead by like a crazy amount right now.
Oh yeah, Nimzo's crushing it. Nimzo's 20 seconds behind his PB.
He's also like 2 entire splits ahead of second place right now.
For context on that, Nimzo's current PB is minutes faster than anybody's like sum of bests who's on screen right now. I'm
he did
not
that
at all
today.
surprised he's running away with this one.
So he did that earlier today though, so it's like hot off the presses and fresh in his mind.
Oh yeah,
That was today, right?
that was today.
I lose track of the days sometimes.
Quaid finally made it through Morpheal, which is good. And Damja's still only about 30 seconds ahead of Glubbers. This could stay interesting. So I suspect, if nothing else, it'll end up resolving in Arbiter's Grounds, because I expect Glubbers will attempt Scallard skip, and I expect Vidamja won't.
That was a very nice KB3 from Nimza.
Yep.
I like blinked and it was over.
Yeah, that's a little harder than it looks, and a little riskier than it looks. You need to do a precise sequence of attacks to get the one cycle, and Nimzo, I believe, did a map glitch strat to get to the fight faster, which means
If he died, it's game over.
If
right?
he dies, it's a soft lock, and he has to go back to his Snow Peak save. But that's...
It's less bad in ELH.
It's easy to do, because when King Bulblin hits, he deals 3 hearts of damage.
Yeah.
Which is all Nimzo had, so he had to be very careful in that fight. Thankfully,
Yeah,
his attack...
if you die with map glitch, the prompt to continue never shows up. It just says game over.
And your game really is over.
That was a kind of clean cave from Vidamja. It looked like he was about to get hit, but he
Getting
avoided
back
it.
on the board? It's an interesting decision, but, he's going on up into Arbiter's Grounds.
Oh no. I like how getting back on the board is like one of the more notable time losses for Nimzo so far.
Yeah, his consistency recently has been insane.
Oh, he goes for that roll. Nice. So he's gonna be doing an auto roll in the sand here to avoid falling into quicksand. Generally, you want to start a roll on the ground and then have it cover as much sand as you can, because sand is very slow. But if you're rolling over it, you don't lose much speed. So he's delaying his rolls so that he can cross the entire sand before losing his roll speed.
Yep, I assume we'll also see him do a brake slide later to cross a larger sand section.
We have Vidamja now in snowboarding. Looks like he did messenger skip, so has a bit of a fog in the air. That was very nice. And Glubber's also about to start snowboarding. Glubbers and Vidamja have been fairly neck and neck for a while. I believe Jaquaid is... Wow. That was a little scary from Adamja, but it worked.
Yep, looks good. Then Nimzo's in the kind of first half of Arbor's rounds. In this part of the dungeon, you're intended to defeat 4 Poes, although the game only checks for the last 3, so we can skip the first one using a trick the community has creatively named Poe 1 Skip. We're going to LJ over into the sand here and get a pop-up on this pillar and grab the ledge.
What does Poe 1 Skip do? Could you please inform me?
It lets you get to Poe 4 early.
It skips Poe 1.
Yeah.
And Damja's going for ladder freeze cancel, which is a 1-frame trick, but it's very quick to retry. He's listening for an audio cue, and it looks like he got it. He has to do another drop down the ladder here.
You're way ahead of me. Let me reload the page here.
Yeah, I've been reloading like every 3 minutes. Yeah, that was a nice LFC from the Damja.
Yep.
Nimzo seems to have not correctly done the manipulation to get these guys to spin faster immediately and lost a very good amount of time on the slow spin there.
Yeah, there's some RNG manipulation we do on the Poe 4 fight, but it's, you know, you can screw it up.
That was nice.
Nice recovery with the spin attack there, yeah.
Yeah, but that snowboarding was a little Monka-esque, I'm gonna have to say.
And Nimzo's going to be getting the Poe sent from Poe 4. In the game, this is, you know, intended to lead the player to where the remaining Poes are, but we actually need it because it's it also kind of unlocks some dig spots that we need elsewhere in the dungeon.
Nimzo did a B attack there for dash spacing so we could get a dash cancel off the edge of that chandelier.
He sure did. And he's pushing that block away, so he'll be able to come through here, back through here later without having to do Poe 1 skip again.
Oh, but Damja and Glubbers are 1 Dark Hammer apart.
Yep. Yep, this boss
that was a very nice Dark Hammer from Glubbers.
This mini-boss with the polished suit of armor and ball and chain is named Dark Hammer for some reason.
Yep.
And Nimzo gonna make quick work of this read with the ball and chain. Well, quicker than it is otherwise, anyways.
He pulled out his.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to
fast.
have the ball and chain in Arbiter's rounds yet, and it makes a lot of the combat kind of easy.
Well, you could say easy. That's one word you could use.
It's easier than it
less
is without
hard.
the ball and chain. Obviously, normally you're supposed to do Snow Peak ruins after Arbiter's rounds.
So Nimzo jump attacked that Poe to make it attack faster, and then he spins these 2 bubbles so they won't be a problem later, and then he can just finish this Poe with a B attack.
Yep, very smooth.
Yeah, Simikins, that's true. Yeah, as Simikins said in chat, second and third is kind of a big deal because the second place winner in this race will go to the main bracket, while the third place winner will go to a last chance race where they will compete against 7 people, and the top 2 from that race will still go to the main bracket. Second and third is basically deciding who has to win that last chance race to still be in the main bracket. And then fourth and fifth will go to the redemption bracket. So yeah, this tournament has a split back bracket. So it has the more skilled and like more experienced players being in the top bracket, and then newer players can play against each other in the redemption bracket.
Yep, it's real nice.
It's a very nice system.
Lets everybody get involved, get a number of races in.
Yeah, and then each bracket also has a winners and losers bracket, so you get to play at minimum 4 races before.
Which is good because really the point of all of these attempts is to, it's an excuse to play Twilight Princess more. It's good when everybody gets to do that.
We'll see if Badamja gets this jump. That looks good.
Good. Glover's
It's
now
not
climbing.
hard, but I mess it up, so I like it when people get it.
Glover's now climbing the ladder to Ari's tower. I believe I did see him practicing that earlier.
Practicing climbing the ladder and not jumping off at the top.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No, that was Andy.
No, that was Glover's.
I guess they both did it then. I could see Glover's having done that, though I don't know if I've seen him do it.
I've seen the Glover's doing that.
Yeah, it's easy to get analog glitch when you're climbing that ladder, which basically makes you move in a direction you don't really expect to when you reach the top. So you can just accidentally roll off the edge.
I mean, it's pretty funny, but it's very frustrating to have it happen to you.
It's also very easy to avoid just by going to stick neutral after you get on the ladder.
Yep. And Nimzo's opening the Poe door. Next, we'll see him do a little clip to get to the boss key early. It's another one of those cases where they've put the boss key chest over there to kind of tease the player and say, hey, this is where you're going next. At some point, we can actually just go right there.
Yeah.
There's even a strat to do that without the clip, which is used in glitchless play, but it's a little harder.
It's very easy to bonk straight into the sand pit, though, so you have to be careful when you do your B attacks.
Yep. And then we should see some flashy movement here to get through Epic Spinner Room backwards as human.
Yes. He's going to attempt a brake slide at the end to try and go full speed through sand.
Yep, and that's done by holding target and the control stick slightly outside of its dead zone, which gives Link like negative movement speed. Which has
it's fairly
a few
hard to do.
Interesting side effects, but one of them is it lets you just kind of walk through sand like that.
Yeah, it looks like he buffered it to make the getting to the ESS position slightly easier, since it's fairly precise where you have to hold your control stick. And you have to get there pretty fast for it to save time.
Getting hit by the spike trap there. If you do that bomb strat well, you can get all the way to the gate before it opens. And now he's gonna make his way over into the Death Sword fight. This will be interesting.
He'll probably be doing DSS. I can't imagine that he wouldn't.
I can't imagine he wouldn't.
It's a slightly risky trick, because when you fail it once, I believe it loses like the same amount of time that you would have spent just doing the fight normally, and it's like a 1 or 2 framer, I believe.
Yep. After screen, Garm's now on his way to getting the Zora armor, which is required in no save and quit.
But he's going to be manipulating Death Sword to go in a certain way such that he can do another super jump like you saw in early Master Sword earlier to get up on this ledge to the top right of him.
Yep, this one's a little more precise.
Yeah, a lot of people don't go for this trick.
That looks like he gets it.
It works. At 10:45 spinner. Anything below 11 minutes is like very good.
Yep.
Spinner is often considered to be the hardest segment on the run.
There's a lot going on. There's all that movement in the first half of AG is pretty precise, and then there's Death Sword skip at the end.
Oh, true. Looks like Badamja did KB3 like quite a bit slower, and now he's a little bit behind Glover's. That was a little bit of a weird camera angle. I'm not sure what happened there.
Who knows?
TP.
Yeah, that kind of longer mapless jump attack under the map is a fair bit slower than the LJA strat, but it's more consistent. And remember, dying or jumping in the void with map glitch is a soft lock.
Glover's notably did not get back on the board.
Good.
Will Badamja get back on the board?
For those playing along at home, Nimzo is now about 12 minutes ahead of the next closest racer. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch Glovers and Badamja here, because that's the part of this race that really matters for who makes the bracket.
Jaquaid still could catch up. I mean, lots of stuff can happen.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not super likely that like we'll see Jaquaid like overtaking very soon, but like there's a lot of things that can go wrong in a run.
Yeah, I assume we'll see Glover's attempt Stallard skip here, which is going to get him out of sync with Badamja one way or the other.
I do happen to know that Badamja does know Stallard skip, even though he has not generally done it.
Oh,
runs,
that's
so.
he could pull it out. We'll see.
If he knows like it's on the line, he might decide to do a Hail Mary strat.
Speaking of which, that's what Nimzo is about to attempt.
Yes.
The
Which is
loading
also
zone to
interesting
exit.
because
The loading zone to
that
exit
determines
Stallard
whether he's on.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
The loading zone to exit the Stallard fight is actually always present. So if we can get some way to get behind this big door here, we can just kind of exit the room. And there's no particular
I believe if he
reason we
gets this
actually have to
fast, he
defeat
can be
Stallard.
ahead of PB.
That'd be nice. No, not quite. He can get very close to PB.
It'll be like sync.
You'll see him doing an angle buffer to get the precise vertical angle
That
there. And
looks good, I think.
that looks like a good CAD. He's dragged that stall troop into the corner, and now he's going to try to do a frame perfect claw shot L slide to clip into the wall. Unfortunately, having a bit of trouble with it.
Yeah, I don't think he can save time on this anymore.
Yep, looks good.
Now
Now
he's
for
gonna
last
do
step,
a
he's gonna-
three-frame bomb thing.
Yep. Basically the same timing window as we had earlier for getting into Lake Bed Temple. Let's see if he makes it. Most runners use a metronome at this point. Ooh, and unfortunately
no.
he's failed the bomb boost.
No.
That means
that's
that
so
means he's
sad.
gonna have to try the trick again, unfortunately. Still got a good shot at a decent time, but that probably puts sub 250 out of reach.
It's not dead yet, Copium. It's not dead yet, Copium.
You're 30
You guys are,
seconds
like,
ahead of the
30
video on
oh,
the...
no.
No. Ricky
At
help.
Restreamers. I'm sorry for the spoilers. I'm sorry. At Restreamers help.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I am watching on the Restream link based.
Yeah, we are. Alright, I'll just simply delay all of my commentary by 30 seconds just for you, Beast.
Sounds like Ricky's gonna take care of that. You guys will probably jump ahead here.
Okay, Nimzo just got Stallard skip. Are we in sync now, Beast? Nice.
All right, hopefully everything's good now.
Yeah, it looks like the best possible time for Nimzo is now no longer sub 250. Which is
That's
sad, but
unfortunate.
I believe that the best race run ever is still a 253, so...
That sounds right. Yeah, sub 250 in a race would be crazy.
Which I believe is by Nimzo.
It is. Then off your screen, Garm has just obtained the Zor armor, so he'll be heading to Lake Bed Temple.
I think we could probably swap Garm and Jaquade again now. Let's see.
We could.
Alright, nice. We have Garm, and he has the Zor armor.
He sure does.
Which I believe is required because you cannot save and quit in the tunnel entering Lake Bed.
That is exactly why he needs it.
Otherwise, he would do more fuel without Zor armor like everyone else did.
But yeah, we'll see some interesting strats here.
Do we have Badamja and Glover synced at Po2 right now? That's amazing.
I believe we do. Then Nimzo just did early City in the Sky. We clipped through the owl statue in the sanctuary basement to avoid having to do half of Snow Peak Ruins, the entirety of Temple of Time, and the Skybook quest. And can instead go to City in the Sky directly.
Yeah, biggest sequence break.
Yep,
Take
that's
quite a while to find.
Somewhere around an hour over the course of the run.
And by quite a while, I mean like it happened a year after the game came out.
Yeah, this is one of those games where all the tricks were either found like, you know, the month after the game came out or last week.
Yesterday.
We are still finding new things. It's
Copium.
Anyways, Garm now going for Zor armor pillar clip, and unfortunately not quite getting to the right spot. So similar to
messed
the
up some movement on the chandelier there, so Badamja
similar to the version we used to use to get to Lake Bed early in any percent.
Yeah, it looks like Badamja gained a few seconds on that movement there. Gonna be a bunch of small things in the spinner segment that'll decide who's ahead.
Yep.
Got Badamja
So,
like
Glover's gets the
10 seconds behind Glover's right now.
good redead from Glover's there.
That was pretty good.
There's a strat you can do to kill it in one midnight charge.
No, he doesn't need the red rupee.
Yep, looks like he's up to 300.
Looks like Badamja will get the red rupee. Nice. And yeah, this Poe is fairly hard to do fast. It's very easy to get hit a bunch of times or miss the Poe because you're accidentally targeting all of these. What are they called? Stalken?
Stalken, yeah.
Oh, Garm is doing pillar clip with fuel armor, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't appear to have the benefit of the kind of setup we have for it now, but it's a little tricky to get the right position.
Which is notably harder than normal pillar clip. Without Zor armor. Yeah, it looks like he's just kind of YOLOing it. It looks like it's almost worked a few times.
And Jaquade is actually not doing the... that's unfortunate, we can't see this. Jaquade is not doing the map glitch strat for getting a King Boblin early. He's doing what we call tent hop. You can see that in all dungeon speedrun. Garm finally making it to Lake Bed Temple. He'll be swimming through the tunnel normally. This is the part that we were able to skip earlier with Master Sword. And Nimzo with some neat LJs to skip flying a chicken across. And he'll be opening this door from far enough away to not hit the trigger that turns on the big fan in the ceiling in this room. Which will let him get the boss key early later.
I think Glover's might do DSS and Badamja might not.
I could see that. I know Glover's was
like
practicing DSS earlier.
Movement. And it looks like Badamja's not going for human movement, though I happen to know he does know how to do it. We have some more Jake moments. Nice.
Yeah, Jake can really mess with your targeting priority in that first room. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, I know, right? Sumikin's like, this is kind of crazy. But Dam's just kind of playing like really well. He's pulled back a lot after he lost so much time to the bomb boost.
Yeah.
Ooh, unlucky.
Technically, it is possible to avoid getting the small key Nimzo just picked up in City, though we currently believe it to be TAS only.
Alright. I think Death Sword is going to be what decides who's ahead.
Seems likely.
Because if Glubbers fails DSS, and then Badamja just has to fight normally, then Badamja's ahead.
Is that true? I thought you had a little leniency on DSS.
I think they would at least be equal, or Badamja would be ahead. Oh, I think Badamja's doing DSS. No, he's not.
Oh no.
It looks like he was about to, but then decided to not.
No, I think he got the Death Sword in a bad position for it, and he doesn't know the roll strat to get him unstuck. This is going to be interesting.
I think Badamja's ahead. Oh. It's hard to tell until they finish the fight, but I think as it stands, he's ahead.
It'll depend on if
Glubbers gets this. Oh, okay, no, Glubbers is ahead.
Yep, Glubbers is probably 20 seconds ahead now. That's extremely tight, though. Anything could happen. Oh yeah, Garm has to do this pot clip. This is cool. Check this out, guys. Garm's screen here.
This.
He's using this. Hopefully, gonna use this. Oh my god. Hopefully, gonna use this pot to clip back past this rock here to go to Deku Toad. As we discussed, you know, the other runners were able to use early boss flags to get to start the Deku Toad fight, despite coming in through the kind of exit door. But Garm can't do that because it requires back in time equipped.
Which requires saving and quitting.
Yep. So instead, he's going to the cool pot strat. I actually need to learn. I need to learn that one. It's because I usually run a Zora armor route, and it's a good backup for if I make a certain routing mistake. Yep, a lot on the line in that second place match.
Yeah, I believe the winner between the two of them will be the 13th seed in the main bracket, and then the loser between the two of them will have a chance to be either the 15th or 16th seed in the main bracket. Ooh, Garm just missed the one cycle on Deku Toad. Just by one hit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That can happen if you're at a weird position, I think. Nimzo going for a cool jump here to avoid more, fan shenanigans in this room.
Alright, we're gonna have another deciding moment between Badamja and Glubbers here, depending on how Stallard goes. I think Glubbers is probably going to do Stallard skip. Though I'm not sure. I know Glubbers has historically said like he doesn't need Stallard skip to get a good time.
I did see him practicing it earlier.
Oh, alright. Alright, that's T.
Glubbers is doing
Ely. Jinx.
You can't say that. I was saying that.
Alright,
and Garm is backtracking for like red instead of save warping to return to the start. We'll see if he does the cool switch drop boss key skip. Nimzo, meanwhile, using a precise claw shot to skip the Ralphos fight, because again, gates don't exist.
Let's see if Glubbers gets the CAD.
Yep, and it looks like Glubbers is going for Stallard skip and Benamja is not, so Glubbers has the opportunity to take the lead here. You can never get the
Glubbers is
vertical
taking
angle,
quite a
right?
long time on this angle buffer.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That looks... Oh, no.
That does not look good.
That is not what you want.
The
think
spinner,
Benamja could
the
pull
spinner
ahead
traps
now.
won't let him die. Well, Benamja's just having its own fun time with
Yeah,
Stallard
I'm just
for his
having
face.
a Stallard of all time.
Again, we have a word for when this happens, and I'm not going to say on this stream.
Yeah, I mean, like, Stallard phase 1 is just... It's there's really not much you can do about it. Like, if you, like, do some fast reactions, you can kind of improve your likelihood of, like, getting through, but it's really very RNG. Ooh, Glover's
in fact,
doing
it appears...
vanilla.
Yeah, it appears Glubbers is choosing to give up on Stallard skip, so Benamja should take the lead here. Nimzo,
That is
meanwhile,
interesting.
claw-shotting his way up to the city boss key because he skipped turning on the fans earlier.
Yeah, he's doing a relatively recently found skip called Kai Flip, where he's just
Shout
gonna...
out to Power Gamer Kai.
Wait, did he already do that? Am I blind?
No, he's doing it. Just did it. Garm having a little trouble with the lake bed boss key skip, unfortunately.
Got synced cutscenes. Epic.
Yep. Yep, Benamja still with a slight lead now, though. We should see him attempting to get an early knockdown on Stallard here.
Yeah, if you time getting on the spinner track at a certain position and moment, you can just knock him down immediately instead of going through the whole thing where you ride up the entire track. And then if you do some quick spins, you can one-cycle him.
Yep, spin to win.
Uh-oh.
Benamja unfortunately having trouble with spinning, so he's not winning.
Oh no. This is where Glubbers could pull ahead.
Yep, this could swing it.
Because they're both basically synced right now. I guess if Benamja has to do less spins. Oh.
No, Glubbers is just going all the way to the top. That's
Glubbers
I don't
might
think
not
that's a
remember
good
how to
idea.
do the early knockdown.
Yeah, there's a backup you can do if you miss that, but Glubbers is elected not to
Maybe
go for it.
maybe Glubbers hasn't done this in a while.
It's possible.
That is going to
Nimzo
cost
making
him.
his way through the City in the Sky fan tower. A lot of precise claw shot aiming here. But yeah, that's cost Glubbers the lead. That's Benamja should
He
be.
needs to get these spins.
He does.
Okay. Notably clockwise spins, which everybody else also does.
Benamja over.
Teabag. Glubbers went for Stallard skip and failed it. And then went for vanilla while Benamja was just doing vanilla from the start. And then Benamja got early knockdown and Glubbers didn't go for it at all. Though Benamja did fail the one cycle, so that's why they're still fairly synced. Otherwise, Benamja would be fairly far ahead.
Yep.
That was a nice rob shot from Nimzo.
Garm,
You wanna
meanwhile,
pull a shot
making
up
his
as
way
high as
into
you
the
can.
Morphill fight, which will be a lot easier for him with the Zora armor. He doesn't have to do any of that stuff with water bombs.
We'll see if he does 3 regrabs.
He very well
Or
might.
2 regrabs.
Yeah, if you're doing 3 regrabs, something bad has happened.
True. Yeah, so from quick claw shotting, Nimzo was able to get back up on the pillar fast enough that Hard Rock didn't fly away, which saves like 20 seconds, I think.
Yeah, it feels like longer if you miss it. I don't think it
Or
is.
20 seconds.
It's slow. You gotta watch him fly all the way around the arena again and stand there. Anyways, Nimzo now watching a very long mid-fight cutscene.
I guess we'll check out Garm doing more fuel.
Yeah, this will be a little different. Damja now going for their early city clip.
That should work. Oh.
Ooh.
I thought that was gonna work.
You really just gotta feel out the position there. Off your screen, Jaquade is almost at Death Sword.
The second time that worked looked like the same thing.
That trick just is, it's like that sometimes.
Ooh, you're not supposed to say warp there.
Yeah, it's fine. Then we've seen Nimzo Nimzo's doing some manipulation on Argrok to get him to stop shooting his flame a little earlier. Saves a bit of time on each cycle. It's a little different strategy than it didn't work. Unfortunately, he's failed one of those and he gets to watch Argrok stand there for a few minutes.
I didn't actually see why it didn't work. Do you know why it didn't work? Oh, did he get the thing where this sucked during the final blow?
I'm not sure. I was watching Nimzo's Argrok. Was it like the weird shot?
Yeah, no, I think he had the ending blow, so. Judging by his webcam, it looked like he didn't exactly know what happened there. So I don't know if I've ever actually done that.
It's never happened to me. It's definitely confusing if you don't know what's going on. That's like if Morpheal like starts her sucking animation as you push it on, you like can't finish the fight or something like that.
He gets the flame cancel the second time. Good.
No, he didn't.
Wait, what?
That's
looked like it worked for a second.
Nimzo having a lot of trouble with these flame cancels.
You saw that it looked like it worked though, right?
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not certain either.
I have like the 3 millionth cutscene synced with Blooders and Badamja.
They keep happening.
I think Nimzo is going to be losing a fair amount of time on it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Could be up to like a minute.
Yeah, it's more than that. No, wait, I'm reading splits wrong. Does look like he got the third cycle at least.
Ooh, Banamji got a little bit trolled by the wind there.
Yeah, that can be annoying.
Since Garm's in MDH right now, what do you say we bring back Jaquade?
Yep, we could. Looks like he's just entering Stalward's room. Looks like Jaquade is not going for Stalwart Skip.
A reasonable decision. Yeah, Jaquade is an HD runner more than a SD runner, I believe.
Yep.
So he just recently picked back up SD for the Wolfdash.
Unfortunately, having a little trouble in Sallard's first phase. As happens. Then Nimzo putting on
I
the
assume
boots
he's kind of
before.
rusty, Simi.
It appears that way. Nimzo putting on the boots before claw shotting into the cannon. That'll let him do a B attack as he falls down and land on the bridge instead of in the water. Saves really quite a lot of time on swimming out. But he'll be making his way out into Palace of Twilight.
Right, but Damja got the good wind. Oh.
Oh no, but Damja has seen flappers.
Yeah, I think he just kind of forgot.
This should put Glover's back in
I think Glover's
front.
is pulling ahead now.
Yep.
So yeah, you're not supposed to hit that cutscene. If you watch Glover's, you'll see him, well, hopefully skipping it, like so.
Yep.
That was,
yeah, Glover's is back in front.
There.
So not only does watching the cutscene take time, but if you don't watch the cutscene, you'll actually respawn at that small key chest after the save warp, after getting the double claw shots. But now Badamja is going to respawn at the beginning of the dungeon, and we'll have to go through that first room again.
I don't know exactly what the time loss is on that, but I think it's like around a minute, plus or minus 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The voice in the back of my head is saying 40 seconds for hitting that cutscene.
Yeah, something like that.
Very good for Glover's here.
Nice.
Great getting the Valor knockdown, that's nice. Glover's predicting he's going to get Adam Glitch, which, you know, we'll see. It would be interesting for the race because it's not fast.
Yeah. Glover's did look like he was very, very close to the cutscene trigger when he rolled there. I thought he was about to hit.
Yeah, I thought we tested that and it didn't have anything to do with Adam Glitch. Then I'm not certain.
I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with it, but if he gets it, then that'll be an insane data point.
You know, I mentioned that normally you respawn at the small key chest if you don't watch that cutscene. Adam Glitch is a glitch that can happen when you don't watch the cutscene, but you don't respawn there anyways.
And we have
it's happened to a few people over the years, including Adam, and we don't really know what causes it. One of TP's great unsolved mysteries.
And it's like, it's a pretty bad time loss, but like, it's hype if you get it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't care.
Semi-classical, they're actually not quite in sync right now. Badamja is going to have to take a different route through the second half of City, so he's like more behind than it looks like.
He's probably a good 40 seconds behind. Not quite. More like 30. We could jump.
Nimzo just cleaned up on the first Phantom's Ant fight in Palace. It looks easy, but he has to do a very precise amount of damage to his Ant every cycle to avoid him kind of going into this other animation.
Damja's losing a lot of time. He fell down in Uku jump.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's a good 20 seconds, maybe.
Something like it.
Hopefully he gets it the second time.
Glover's could really pull ahead here if he plays well.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to work. That's...
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
He didn't quite walk up as far as he should have there. It might have worked if he turned a lot faster, but I don't know if I could have made that work.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, Uku jump is an easy one to. Oh no.
And
Easy to
Glover's
lose a lot
also
of time on.
setting up a Ralpho skip. Fortunately, taking a couple tries on that vertical angle
That
buffer.
should work. Nice. Will he skydive? No. So he had enough hearts that he could have just jump attacked down and saved some time over grabbing the Uku, or the Uka or whatever.
Let's see if Glover's
Is it
does in
Uka?
fact add a glitch. Uka, yeah.
Pause champ. Darn.
So
added
no,
glitch for
Glover's has respawned at the small key chest. So we'll see in just a second. But Joe is going to go back to the start of the dungeon, and that's because he hit that cutscene earlier. Enzo, meanwhile, doing a little LJ to get to the palace east wing faster, and now he's going into what we all call stupid room. Hopefully, you won't see why. A lot of precise platforming in here. He has to deal with RNG on where the Zant head spawns, and he has to put up with the keys, trying to just make life difficult for him the whole time.
Yeah, so now that we're a little bit more synced on the edge of splits, like I can say that the Damka is about 7.5 minutes ahead of Quay, and Glubbers is probably about 1.5 minutes ahead of Badamja or so.
That sounds about right.
It's kind of hard to do all the math. Oh, Glubbers is doing the other Kai clip setup, and we're in a different spot.
Yep, Glove does that. Thankfully, no trouble from stupid room for Nimzo. We got through it cleanly.
I should try that Kai clip setup. It just looks easier. Now you can see Badamja going back through the rooms that he already went through because he hit the cutscene. Looks like he said in chat he just forgot it was there. Just forgot to skip it. Just
Yep.
autopilot.
You don't have to skip it the second time coming through, so
I actually
easy
didn't know
mistake
that.
to make.
I probably would have done it the second time.
No, I mean you don't have to do the Argrak cutscene skip the second time.
Oh, so you do have to do.
You do have to do the fan skip
triggers.
again.
Okay.
You very much have to do the fan skip again.
That could have been bad.
Yeah. If this happens to you, do fan skip again.
Yes, we wouldn't want to spread any misinformation on the stream.
And Glubblers with the cool double LJ.
It's my
Ooh.
favorite LJ.
Unfortunately, Nimzo went for a kind of risky strat to get down after the small key there and ended up landing in the fog and turning into a wolf briefly.
Yeah, actually, Badamja came up with that strat fairly recently.
It looks
If he's
cool when
doing-
it works.
Yeah, it is like very fun to do. It is a nice strat. We'll probably be able to see Badamja do it and probably pull it off later in Palace.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's gonna do some precise movement over this fan to get a roll on those stairs and not take damage. I say precise, but it's not precise. You know what I'm saying?
You have to remember to do it.
True. You want to not grab the ledge jumping down.
No. Nimzo getting some pretty bad RNG from this Phantom Zant.
Fan room, which is a great place to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of precise aiming.
Honestly, how Argarok goes could decide who's ahead after this. Though I think Glubbers is an entire fan tower ahead, which is like 2 minutes maybe. Probably not that much.
It's not that much. Well, it depends on how Fan Tower goes for Badamja. And Nimzo dropping his soul and rolling onto the stairs during that cutscene. Just a little faster than walking up normally. And Jaquaid kind of closing the gap, you know what?
Yeah, Jaquaid is like, he hasn't had the worst double claw in the world.
No. He has forgotten to split for double claw. No, I'm silly, he's not.
Puke.
No, okay, Jaquaid is... No, sorry, I thought he was coming back after getting the double claws.
He still is. Oh, he has to do the backup here. Does he know it? He does.
Nice.
That was sketchy, but that worked. Shoutouts to TGD. I think he came up with that backup. Though maybe he didn't.
Glover's very close to getting cool game. If you cross shot onto Argrok's tail on the first possible frame, it soft locks.
Damn, didn't get the auto roll. Run is dead.
Then off screen, Garm is just starting the snowboarding sequence to get to Snow Peak Ruins.
How is Snow Peak Ruins done in No Save and Quit? Do you just like backtrack and I guess you would Uku out after Snow Peak?
We're about to find out. I don't think you have Uku at that point in the route. Let me check I have the route open.
Oh no, he already did Morpheal. What am I saying?
Yeah, no, you just backtrack. And looks like Badamja is actually about closer to a minute 10 behind now, I think. Blubber's definitely pulling away a little.
Crazy amount of time.
Oh no, I think he missed the Argrok fast second cycle. That's unfortunate.
I thought I literally watched him get it. Am I crazy?
No, he's doing the wrong thing here. He thinks this is phase 2. He's like claw shot it all the way to the top.
I guess he just didn't do it. I'm not sure. I didn't exactly see what went wrong.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So this gives Jaquaid a chance to actually catch up to Badamja a bit. Though he is still a good amount behind.
Yeah, something weird would have to happen for Jaquaid to catch up, I think.
I'm not putting it out of the question.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's a horse race for sure still. I'm definitely not just trying to hype it up. That should work. Nice. God, I love Uku Jump. What a good strat. I love that trick.
Then there's lots of these like slow platform auto scrollers in Palace, but you'll see Nimzo going for a few LJAs to make it go a bit faster.
And he actually buffered that LJA because it's slightly precise on the timing, and if you fail it, you lose quite a lot of time. You kind of fall down and you have to take a platform back, I believe. So with Jaquaid having double claws, it seems like I think this is the first time we've had Jaquaid and Badamja be on the same segment in a while. And where did Jaquaid lose all the time? He died to Eel, which was really unfortunate because it looked like it was pretty good. Something must have gone wrong, and then I think there was a lot of missing the ELH bomb boost.
Yeah, definitely been losing a lot of time on that one. That's actually why I haven't been running ELH route in Wolfdash. I just can't get consistent at the bomb boost.
Oh no, Badamja's not high enough. He claw shotted like just under the line. He couldn't get a P hat.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Then Nimzo about to start what we call early platform cycle room. There's a platform at the top of this room that's on a cycle, and he needs to move through this room very quickly to get a, good position on it.
Yeah, you can make like one mistake, but if you make like 2 mistakes, it's probably over.
Yep.
And I think it loses like a good 16 or 18 seconds if you miss early platform.
It takes a while for it to come back around.
It depends on the definition of a mistake. That was a nice claw shot. Yeah, he did get early platform there.
Yep, that's solid. Unfortunately, kind of trolled by the chest there. And should be one last LJ here. This one's kind of risky. If you miss it, you have to ride this pretty slow platform all the way back up.
It's risky, but it's also easy, I think.
Yeah, it's
Like
uncommon to fail it.
And he's gonna spawn camps and messengers.
Yep.
I'm stealing that term from last night's commentary.
I stole it from somewhere else. Probably one of Beast's commentated runs.
Amazing.
And he's also taking the opportunity to get some health here.
That was a very nice Enter Zant split.
Absolutely.
Not much notable time loss. So yeah, it looks like Glover's just pulled it quite a far bit ahead of Badamja now. It's gonna take something big happening for Badamja to catch up, I think.
Yeah, I think he's about 90 seconds ahead now, and the rest of the run should be pretty consistent for both of them.
Oh, it's more than 90 seconds. He's in the first Phantom Zant fight, and Badamja's not in Palace yet.
Oh, you're right.
We're talking like
I'm misreading Glove splits.
4 minutes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it'll be pretty hard for Badamja to come back now, I think. Could happen.
I mean, yeah, Glover's could always die in Zant.
He could lose 10 minutes in Stupid Room. He could run out of bombs.
Notably, nobody has ever lost 10 minutes in Stupid Room.
Never happens. Nimzo with the
Nice.
Nimzo with the one cycle on Zant Dangoro phase. That's a 2-frame window for the last attack.
It saves like a good 20-30 seconds. I don't know the exact amount.
And now he has to do Morpheal phase with the same air refill trick that we used for Morpheal earlier.
Losing this, or dying in this, isn't as bad as it seems because you respawn in the same phase. It's a good minute time loss though.
It's frustrating though, and it wastes bombs.
Yeah, if you run out of bombs, you're just kind of screwed. Like your run is over.
It's
Unless
pretty
you, like,
rough.
safety saved.
I think
I
you
don't
can
even know
save
where
warp
the
out of the
closest
fight,
place to
but City.
If you do that, you respawn at the start of the fight though, so you have to start over.
Yep. Well, and you have to go to City and get more bombs. That's the problem.
That'll work.
That looks good for Nimzo.
Glover's just gonna go for an L slide strat here, where he slides to the right while claw shotting the ball, and that skips the spawn of some Twilight vermin that can kind of mess around with you on that platform.
I love that L slide.
It's pretty nice. I like L
It
slides in
makes the
general.
room so much nicer.
Good tech.
And off screen, it looks like Garmin's having a rough time in Snow Peak Ruins. Not completely certain why.
When was the last time Garm like did a run?
I'm not sure. I
I'm
know
actually
his
wondering.
I know his last leaderboard submission was 10 years ago.
Nice. Did he just like boot up TP and decide to do this? If so,
that
like, based.
that may be the case.
What a happy man.
The more the merrier.
So Nimzo's
Yeah.
gonna try and do a fast strat on the last phase of Zant here. So he wants to
If he
only hit
gets it-
Zant with the last bit of each combo.
If he gets it, it's
So
gonna
Zant
look
doesn't
easy.
teleport away. Yeah. And I'll go for a
Oh,
spin here.
that is so smooth. That's so great.
Nice.
That's a lot harder than it looks, folks. And Glover's breezing his way through Stupid Room. Well, not quite. When the Zant head like spawns in the middle there, it's kind of hard to get the attacks off on it.
Ooh. Teleport away. Okay.
Yeah, it it can be
I
a
was
lot
worried
worse.
he was screwed.
Then Nimzo only has Hyrule Castle left now.
And Nimzo's looking at a pretty good time. Like, Nimzo could theoretically still 251 this. Unlikely. It could be a 252 still, though. That's an insane race time. Like, that is never
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
happen.
see what happens. Glover's making quick work of those Zant heads there.
That was a little scary from Badamja. He did the L-slide strat, but the Squeeble still spawned, and he almost got hit by them. If
Yeah,
that
that-
happened, he would have dropped the soul all the way
It's
down.
kind of frustrating.
Actually, that one might have been okay, because he was in the
Power rock as well.
spot where the soul would have fallen down with him.
Yeah, it's annoying. That broom can go pretty badly.
So Glover's just did an LJA to get to the door here, and when we see Badamja do that room, you might see him do a different strat. Or
Yeah,
go
there are a
through
few
two
ways.
rolls.
There are a few different choices players have for movement after getting that key. You can,
Yeah, I guess
you can
there's
do
like
the
4 different
LJ.
ways.
You can jump down. You can do the kind of casual strat of just claw shotting, doing 2 claw shots to get back. I've been doing the like single claw shot recently.
Yeah, I used to do that. I switched to Badamja's strat just because it's so nice. And also with Badamja's strat, you can claw shot or LJA once you get on that ledge.
Hmm.
And the LJA is slightly faster.
Yeah, look, the claw shot's simple. I like it.
I used to like it, but I've like had trouble lining it up fast.
I like easy strats that I don't have to think about. Anyways, let's see how Damja does with Stupid Room.
Yeah, hopefully it's not stupid. Oh, he's going for the fast one. This is great.
Yeah, that's... Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that was like perfect.
That's unfortunate. That was really good.
Still really good though. You got a good spawn there.
Oh, absolutely. If you get that spawn, like getting over there at all is an achievement. That's some precise movement.
And we're about to see Quaid enter Palace too, so we'll have 3 people in Palace in a moment. Nimzo is in the Squidna cutscene, which is, I think, the longest cutscene? Question mark.
Yep, it's about 2 minutes long.
Badamja threw the ring there to manipulate these messengers. He basically has them stunned for a second, so that they'll run up to him immediately.
Unfortunately, bonked on the wall during that charge attack, but made it work.
Yeah, it works. And yeah, coming up, you'll see the strat that was mentioning right after this. That was nice. Just barely got the claw shot there. Alright, we have Glubbers in reverse stupid room. Nothing could go wrong. Okay.
It's a little easier than going through it the first time, but...
That last jump had me a little worried, but it worked. Collecting all of the keys. And then doing nothing with them.
Nimzo will be able to make quick work of this barrier fight with a well-placed bomb.
And there is Badamja's strat. He did the LJA version of it, which I believe is slightly faster.
And it'll be even easier for him to get past the next barrier. It doesn't show up until a few seconds into the cutscene, but you can just skip the cutscene and go around.
See, I think Badamja is currently about 6.5 minutes ahead of Jaquaid, but also like 5 or so minutes behind Glubbers.
Yeah, it's really kind of spread out.
And Nimzo is almost done, of course. We'll be doing KB4 now.
Nimzo's going insane today. Good KB4 1 cycle,
Nice.
or 2 cycle from Nimzo. Just precise spin attacks.
It's not much slower than the 1 cycle.
But it is much easier.
True.
Jaquaid with some neat chest parkour there. Off your screen, Garm is getting Aru's memo. He's defeated the 18-second ladder climb.
Actually, I guess we'll get to see him do the backtracking after Spinner to get the boss key.
Oh yeah, we will.
Because I think it's faster to get the boss key on the way back if you don't save warp.
It's theoretically how you're supposed to do it. Yeah, Nimzo backtracking after KB4 instead of save warping.
Theoretically, like frames faster.
Yep. Unless you're doing mem card strats.
And he's gonna do another barrier skip here.
Yep, this one's a little harder,
cutscene.
but no problem with it.
As long as you skip the cutscene.
Despite, I think it might have got an analog glitch somehow.
Yeah, it looked a little weird, but it looked like he could have bonked, but it didn't happen.
And then
so.
getting trolled by the claw shot range. That's unfortunate.
I hate these claw shots.
Yeah, for some reason
like
the
a
claw
low
shot,
point of the run.
the claw shot reticle can appear when what you're aiming at is actually slightly too far away.
Yeah. And then he'll be doing a
It
dark
can be troublesome in Palace. I've never seen it be a problem for anyone there.
It looks like he's gonna do a ball and chain strat. So after he hopefully
After
gets
the
through the
first
first
phase here.
phase, he'll do I think 2 hits on him and then try and finish him off with a ball and chain.
Yep, you just have to get to a proposed position for the ball and chain to hit without
That
the
works.
dark nut running
Then
off.
he's gonna set up his aim for this torch in such a way that when this cutscene plays, it turns Link, so he's directly facing the torch, and you can just throw the ring without aiming. That was shown.
Looks good. Glubbers with another one of those platform time save LJAs there. Looks good.
To make sure to not void out before that Zant head disappears, or you have to spend like minutes going back. Probably like 1 minute, but yeah.
And Nimzo with the slightly faster lantern puzzle solution. Say it's a bit of time, but it's a little. You can't miss any of those lantern swings.
Actually, Badam just saved time to Glubbers. He's only about 3 minutes behind Glubbers now. So this could still swing between the two of them. You never know what happens in Zant.
Yeah. I mean, Glubbers could get a 50 cycle Zelda.
True. Original commentary.
Looks like Nimzo didn't get the ball and chain strat on the Ralphos, unfortunately. But at least it didn't get, like, jump in there again.
Wow, I did not think he was going to get that hard. He really wanted that hard.
You know, it's easy to take damage in Palace.
What just happened? Oh, nice RNG, Quaid. Quaid has survived Stupid Room.
Anyways, Nemzo now watching a fun cutscene with many people we've talked to multiple times over the course of this playthrough.
And exploding birds.
And an exploding bird.
Yeah, see if Glubbers gets early platform.
Yeah, I did see him practicing this earlier.
Oh, he's doing an LJA here.
Just
Didn't
makes
know.
it. That was scary.
Yeah, wow.
And Nimzo just has the last Hyrule Castle tower climb segment.
Yep. And hopefully he does not void in block room.
Easy to do. Yeah, there's supposed to be... This room is full of these, like, falling blocks, and there's a safe path through the room. But there's also a
you can
less
go
safe
fast.
path through the room, if you just go fast enough.
Yeah, as long as you don't
Kind of roll
roll over.
diagonally through them.
Yeah, as
Yep,
long as you
that's
don't
good.
roll over one corner to the next, you'll probably never void. And maybe 2 slashes and then a spin to take out both of these guys.
Yep.
So that they don't fall on the ground and have to get back up. And then he's going to skip the first torch here and clutch out a further torch, which is very annoying to do. And he's going to try and
Just a little
jump
bit
attack these
faster,
guys in a certain spot so that he gets both of them with a jump attack and then can spin.
And he does.
Ooh.
Oh, we're getting on
Okay,
the
it's going to
spinner.
be a little bit of a scuffed spin. Okay, it works.
That's fine. And then we'll claw shot past this last dark nut.
I have a cue for like when the spinner is good, so like when it doesn't match that cue, like I always assume that I'm just gonna die.
Nah, it's pretty... There are only a few positions like don't work. I used to just kind of YOLO it, and it
Yeah.
honestly wasn't that bad.
I mean, honestly, the cue is like when the spinner is over the right part of collision.
Anyways, Nimzo now entering the Zelda fight. We'll see what kind of RNG he comes out with.
Did Badimja min call? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think so.
Oh, he's doing the LJ. This might still be good. Oh, he's doing that angle buffer. That angle buffer is just like... It looks so stupid. But it works, I guess.
Yeah. Looks like he's got the cycle, so that's good. actually, with time to spare.
Yeah, looked good.
Nimzo collecting pots in Zelda's room.
Oh, have you paid attention to his cycles?
No, I haven't.
Just have to go back and count that later. Yeah, for those who don't know, Zelda is just an RNG fight. There's nothing you can really do to make it go faster.
There's so much RNG. There's how many attacks you get, which attacks, how long she takes between attacks. It can definitely swing around right at the end.
I think we're gonna
This
have
can't
to
be
Banjo
too bad.
and Glubbers both in Zant at the same time.
Should be, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it looks like he got like the way I time Zelda 217, which could be like an 8 cycle.
Good ball and
Nice.
chain throw for the first part of Beast Cannon.
Glubbers did
And
not
then-
drown in the Morpheal phase.
Nimzo's trying to do a particular combo to get the maximum amount of damage on Beast Cannon on every cycle. Got it there.
Nice pot.
That's funny.
Oh no.
Ooh, and unfortunately missed the second ball and chain throw, so he's gonna have to wait for
Yeah,
another
the-
cycle.
The pot manip didn't work.
That's unfortunate. Nice ball and chain sync from Nimzo and Covers there.
Alright, looks like he's just about finished up B-scanning. And then I believe he can still 252.
We'll see.
Depending on how his horseback and one cheese goes. It is easy to lose time in horseback, but I think Nimzo knows how to do horseback. I think he knows the patterns.
He's probably
so we'll
done it a
see
few
what
times.
happens.
Clover's unfortunately taking a little longer in Zant final phase.
Now looks like Damja is still about 3 minutes exactly behind. He golded into Zant, that's nice.
Nice. Alright, if Nimzo gets...
Oh no! Rocket Link!
Oh
I think
no.
Damja's dead. He's pressed A on the bomb too early after he pulled it, and he got a glitch called Rocket Link. So he's dead.
That is unfortunate.
I believe you cannot make it back down in time.
I don't think so.
Or if you can, you don't have enough time to pull the bomb. Yeah, no, it looks like he's dead. Very
Anyways,
close
Nimzo's
to being
almost
able to
done.
make it. That is a very unfortunate time loss. I hope he has plenty of bombs.
He doesn't. He has 4.
You know, 4
Hey,
is
it's enough.
workable.
Anyways, Nimzo is 3 quick spins and a ending blow away from being done.
Yeah, looks like 253 is possible. Will be it. GG.
Looks like he did. GG Nimzo.
Yeah, the ZSR timer said 253.03, but his splits say 252.57. That is amazing.
That's incredible.
That is the first 252 in a race, I believe.
Yep, that's something like that's 41 seconds faster than the previous fastest TP any percent time in a race, which was also done by Nimzo. Dude is on a
I
roll
don't
recently.
believe we will have an interview from Nimzo. I don't think he does that, but if he wants to, he's welcome to. GG.
Yeah, insane run. I think it could happen, Fodder. I think it could happen.
Fodder, it could so easily happen. I
It
don't know
could
if it
also
will,
not happen.
but it could. I give it a 20% chance.
Well, you know, either it happens or it doesn't.
True, it's 50-50. If you really think about it. Yeah, true, Fodder. That Bewildebeest guy kind of sucks at this game. Alright, now that Nimzo is done, I believe we can get Garm back.
Yep, looks like he's in Arbors Grounds.
Catch up a bit. Be
He
interesting to
appears
see.
to have elected not to do Po1 skip, which is an interesting strategy.
Probably been running since before like easy Po1 skip was known about.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's like actually just trying to do like the 2012 route or something.
Yeah, Po1 skip used to be really hard, apparently. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, there were worse ways of doing it. Anyways, Glover's now on into Hyrule Castle. So he should have second place pretty well wrapped up, assuming
Uh-oh.
nothing disastrous happens.
Badamja is not doing this correct.
Yeah, remember how earlier we said Nimzo made that
Lose a
look
lot of
easy?
time.
Badamja is now making it look hard.
I think depending on how this goes, we could have Jaquaid and Badamja both in Zant at the same time.
Barely.
I don't know. It looks like it could happen. This is not. Oh no, I think that's it. I think it's over. Oh no, it's not. He didn't
No,
have.
it's not. Oh no.
I think it's gonna happen. This is a very normal Zant choke. This has happened to everyone, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just barely we have them both on the same segment. What a time. Yeah, see how Glover's does KV4. Will he get the 2 cycles? Oh no. Uh-oh.
Garm just barely not dodging the ghost rats in that room, unfortunately.
There's ghost rats in that room?
Yeah, that's why we try to go through that room backwards. They spawn after you get the small key, but if you do
okay.
Po1 skip, you don't have to get it.
Looks like Jaquaid just missed the Dingora 1 cycle. It's a
Yeah,
tough
that's
one to
unfortunate.
get. What is Glover's doing? Okay.
I think we're... You know, I'm not sure. I think he may have been trying to break slide.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
Whatever it was, it doesn't appear to have worked.
Nice barrier skip. Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. I don't see any possible way that Glovers could choke this now.
Why do you
really
say these
never know.
things?
He might Zelda crash on accident. For real.
That would be unfortunate. But Damage unfortunately missing the bonk into this with a cutscene, so his run is invalid now. He loses.
Sag.
Not really.
So Jaquade is fine for the more fuel phase.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
Then I think Lubbers went for the fast lantern puzzle, not sure.
No, he went for the normal one. That works. That bomb strat is really weird.
Yeah, there are a couple of different ways people approach that room.
Nice clean Zant from Jaquade.
Yep, that's solid.
Because he wants to, Momo.
Yep.
That's his category. He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah, actually, this will be interesting on Garm's screen in a bit, because he has to backtrack after Death Sword instead of save warping.
Interesting he chose to not take the rails there.
Nice save on the sand pit there. And he doesn't have bombs, so he's going to have to take care of these Stalfos with the ball and chain instead. A little slower because you can't make your way over to the door before that cutscene starts.
TGD, he technically did quit at the beginning of the run when he threw the rock at the gate, but he did not save.
Good KB4 from Bedamjo, looks like. No problem there. And let's see how Glovers does in Tower Climb. Not bad. Garm, of course, will not be going for a Death Sword skip because it's not really possible and no save and quit. you would just end up in jail.
Yeah.
Always go for the ball and chain strat. That's classic.
Nice.
I haven't seen that in a while.
It's such a stupid strat to do, honestly. As in, I'm not stupid that he's doing it, but it feels dumb when I do it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty consistent. It's just a little slower than the one cycle strats.
I've tried it a few times and like.
Glover's is
it's just
fighting
weird.
the final Dark Nut. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
I guess he had a
What
problem
happened?
with the cutscene skip.
do you think he walked into it, or do you think he skipped the cutscene too early?
Could be both.
It couldn't be both.
It's another. It's just an unfortunate mistake because I did see him practicing that earlier.
The cut looks like we're almost synced because Madam's just fighting the other Dark Knight.
Glover's has clarified that he did that because he felt like it.
Got it. Glover's throwing question mark. I mean, the lag was pretty funny, Glover's. I was laughing. Alright, let's count Glover's Zelda.
And Garm is doing
That's a ball.
the backtrack here.
Glover's could still get a 7-cycle Zelda.
Time for epic spinner room, but the way you're, at least the direction you're supposed to go through it. Perhaps not the exact technique that the game intends.
Unfortunately, my stream is completely dying for Glover's, so I can't see what his Zelda is.
Unfortunate. Looks like it's going pretty well. I believe we just got the second energy ball, and I don't think he's had an extra cycle yet, so still on pace for 7.
Alright. So one swoop. That's a triangle. You don't want those.
They're kind of slow.
And laggy.
Yeah, something we haven't pointed out is that there's lots of, we're trying to keep certain things off the screen in the Zelda fight for lag reduction, including the graphic for those triangle attacks.
It's 2 Doritos. Doritos chip. Another swoop.
See if Garm gets the spinner cycle.
Could still be
Ooh,
a 7
unfortunate.
cycle, it's not.
It's a slow 8 cycle with all those triangles too. Assuming it is 8.
Never know. It is not 8.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
One more cycle and he has, I believe, the worst Zelda question mark.
Is he at 10 or 11?
If he gets another Dorito, he does not.
So I think he's now tied with me for the worst Wolfdash Zelda.
No, I think that was a 9.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was 2 swoops and 4 Doritos.
Good, my place at the top is secure.
Unless I missed a swoop at the beginning, which I easily could have. Alright, back to what other people are doing. Looks like Quaid just did the barrier skip, and Good Damage is learning about the friends he made along the way. It was a 10? Did you count how many swoops and triangles, Glovers? Because you might have the top spot now, depending on how many triangles it was.
Shout out to Madeline, who's keeping track of how bad everybody's Zelda RNG is.
Uh-oh. But damn, avoided in block room.
No.
He tried to
That was
roll
a
over the
goofy
corners.
animation. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Did he like throw the ring?
I'm
No, he
not
doesn't even have
certain.
ring out. What was that?
Yeah, weird. Yeah, your angle as you go through that room is pretty important.
Yeah, I'll watch your Zelda after this stream and we'll figure out if you took the top spot or not, Glubbers. Because you'll have, if it was a 10, you'll have tied the current 10. But with a better runtime, which means that you get the top spot.
Nice, Badamchi gets the auto spin on the Zalfos there.
Cool. Alright. Horseback.
Yep, it's a common misconception that this that Zelda's aim in this phase is RNG driven, but she actually just aims whatever direction opponent is facing. So depending on
She also
Ganon's
shoots
movement
at a
pattern,
consistent. She shoots at consistent times as well.
Yep. But depending on Ganon's movement patterns, it can still be pretty difficult to keep up with.
Oh no. Alright, let's count the
Looks
damn
like-
Zelda.
Looks like Garm is having a typical Stallard first phase experience. And hopefully Glovers will get all these auto spins done in a hurry.
Looks like Redemption gets a ball for the first one.
What you want?
And a swoop. We like those.
GG Glovers.
GG. 3:10:40 it looks like.
Pretty good.
Well, maybe we can get Glubbers in here and ask him if he thinks it's good.
I think I already know.
Looks like he is in the waiting room. Hi, Glubbers.
Hello, gamers.
How do you feel about your run?
That's, the words that I have would get me banned from CSR.
I believe that.
I almost said some of them.
Tell us about the decision in Hyrule Castle to fight the Dark Knight.
Okay, so you see, I walked up there, and I felt like my spinner movement was kind of awkward, but like I was standing in the position to do the claw shot, but like I was already feeling awkward about the run. So I was like, you know, let's just walk in here. And like if you watch the feed, you can actually see where I stopped to think about it. Because I stopped for like 5 seconds. And then I just rolled in.
Now the important part, the important part is you made it to main bracket.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah.
make it to main bracket. You were even with Badamja for quite a long time.
Part of that
Yeah,
checking was
it was
making
really
sure that it was
well.
decided.
Yeah, I think
It was-
you were
it
even
was
with
a really-
Badamja up through Argarok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an interestingly close race the entire time. So admittedly, to say how bad my run was, I was around Vessel and I was 440 behind my PB, right? Or 4 behind my PB. So while I was doing Elden Twilight, after I failed Wolf Bombhouse skip, I looked at the feed to see how behind everyone I was. And I was second. So I decided to continue.
Yeah, I think
well,
you got
worked out in the end.
the bomb boost fairly quickly. I don't remember exactly what try it was, but I believe Badamj and Jaquaid both took a really long time getting the
For
ELH bomb
ELH?
boost.
Yeah.
That
Mine was
was like
fourth
very
try.
many tries. Well, theirs was more than 4.
Yeah,
So
I
you
think
got-
Nimzo
you lucked out
was
with that
probably
one.
had a good time with that today.
I don't think I lucked out with a 4th try. I got it 10 times in a row this morning, and then I failed it 3 times in a row.
It's perspective.
Yeah, I know you were practicing that earlier.
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Nimzo got a 252, which is kind of crazy.
Nimzo's a good gamer. We like Nimzo.
Yeah,
He knows what
that's
he's
the first 252 in a race.
The man's as good at Fall Guys, you know.
Yeah, that's his secret.
Did anything happen that you enjoyed? I noticed that you golded your claw shot.
I golded Claw Shot because I finally got Decatode's 0 cycle
Yeah, were you happy about that?
in a run. I was 8 minutes behind my PB, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
I also
let's
apparently
watch
golded
Badamj.
Enter Arbiters.
sure. Why not?
Yeah, but Damage is about to do one cheese, so let's watch him get his final time, and we'll get him in here, see what he thinks about the run too.
Yeah.
Again,
Admittedly-
I think I know what he thinks about the run.
Admittedly, I did have to take a peek to see if he was doing well or not well, because I don't know his PB.
He's a 309.
Yeah, I know that now. But he's gotten good quickly, and we'll see how he does in
Yes.
the redemption bracket. Or not redemption bracket, last chance pool.
Yeah, I think that'll be
Um,
interesting.
Yeah, he could, if he's been grinding a lot. Like he has a really good practice regimen. He does like room practice and segment practice all the time, and I feel like he could potentially, if he grinds a lot, top 2 the last chance pool and make it to the main bracket.
Yeah, he could. Depends on who's in it, though, because if we look at the rest of the pools, let me pull up the pools just to make sure that I'm not saying any incorrect information here.
Oh no, yeah, it'll be tough. There's gonna be good people.
So, this is the second one that's happened, right? I believe, Madeline, you're also there, right?
Yeah,
GG,
like he'll have to beat
Badamja.
Simikins, for instance.
The third place of Beast, Teabag, and Simi, which I would believe Teabag is possibly there, not Simi,
I
because
mean, either
Teabag...
Teabag or Simi.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to put my money on one, I think Teabag's going to get third place because he has said he
GG
is not
Badamja.
going to derust. GG.
Amazing. Just like, I'm not going to derust.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Nice gold on Ganondorf too.
Marco, Dean, and Ether. Hey, GG.
Hey, what's up? Thank you, thank you.
How do you feel?
It was a run, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I improved my summer best by a minute, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
So,
what try was
that's
the ELH bomb boost?
I think it was either like 4th or 5th, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't good. It definitely wasn't first try, which is weird because like I feel like I was getting it just fine in practice. So I'm
And
kind
Glugger
of
said the same
Right.
thing.
Yeah, I did
That
10
was
times in a
like 4
row,
tries.
and then I failed it 3 times in a row.
That's just
Yeah,
how
it
it goes
happens.
with that one sometimes.
I need it
Yeah.
to not be.
Yeah.
Your Enter Zant looked really good, Badamja.
Thank you. I did practice that today, so I was hoping I would gold that a little bit, and I got lucky. So
Your early platform, like it wasn't even close to missing.
yeah, I
Yeah,
did,
you had
I,
lots of time on that
I
one.
did.
Did you
do
see
the-
that I... You see that I, like, literally
Oh, we
walk
saw.
around doing goofy stuff to make it
Oh, yeah.
close?
Yeah, I know. I saw you like fight the Dark Knight stuff, and I was like, that's funny.
Oh,
Like,
no,
you-
I mean
you-
Enter Zant, but yeah.
Oh, in Enter Zant, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say like at the
And-
end, you would have had to like crash to Zelda, and even then, I
Cody and
would've been
Morgan had said that you can only really afford 2 small mistakes, and my
I
brain
said
was like,
that.
that's not true. So I literally did it as slow as I could to still get it.
I didn't say small mistakes. I said mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
You're really doing it to us, lovers.
Oh, I've been so checked out of this race for a while, dude.
Yeah, I believe it.
Jaquaid's about to finish, so let's watch that.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the redemption bracket with Jaquaid. If Jaquaid derusts, I think that is a like bad news for the redemption bracket. But I think that any of us three there would have been bad news for the redemption bracket.
3:18:32.
definitely.
GG.
Yeah.
GG. That is a
Dang, you're ahead of
spoiler
me.
by about 20 seconds.
Let's get him in here.
Yeah, how are you so far ahead?
Because I have the restream link and you don't.
That's crazy.
I have every stream link, and I'm not that far ahead.
Well, I guess I'm just built different. I don't know. Sorry for spoilers.
I just saw
Fiber internet.
finish.
I'm on my mobile hotspot right now.
That
Wait, really?
fiber mobile hotspot. That
Yeah,
makes
that's funny.
How'd you quit? How do you feel about that?
Need to quit.
That was
It's red.
the biggest run of all time. I could not have possibly played anything in that run better.
I have questions for you, actually.
I don't think
What
that you do,
happened
and I don't really
before
want to answer
Vessel?
them.
Okay.
So I think I convinced an entire generation of new runners not to go for Kargoob. That was
Yeah.
I would be convinced.
So I failed. So how it worked is I had several bad foreign escapes. I think the last one I actually did semi-okay, but all of them were terrible. So I had that. I proceeded to miss Gorge Void, and then I again had bad force escapes. Went to Laneru, did Kargoob, made it almost all the way to the end, and then Void.
You got the void.
Oh.
I did that the other day.
So I did that, but it continues, of course. So I go back, and then I like doing rupee roll, right? And when I target the fence, the boomerang doesn't pick up the rupee in the boomerang, and so I like had to redo rupee roll all over again. So that was Vessel. I mean,
how many
that
tries
is
was
like
ELH?
so. I just want to like mention for the record, I failed Forest Temple Bit for 2 minutes.
We saw it, yeah.
Entire minutes. Okay, so I did that. I did all that bullshit in Vessel segment. Okay, then enter Laneru, world's greatest segment of all time, truly. I think I failed the Isa Shadow Beast for about 5 minutes.
I saw you do that.
I just want to state for the record, there were like exactly 2 things I was proud of in this run. I mean, other than the entire run, obviously, but 2 things. So the first was I got the stupid rupee movement of all the things, the rupee movement after Zora's Domain, which is very difficult. Okay, and so I got that of all things, right? Then proceeded to fail everything else in that segment, and like failed the setup for ELH like multiple times. I don't even know. I might have like failed Plum or something. Who knows? So I did that. And then even that wouldn't have been enough. I still would have caught up with all of that, if not for the fact that I had like total bullshit on the final regrab in Morpheal the first time.
So
It's unfortunate.
Oh no, but damn, you
Oh,
guys
and,
are doing the thing.
and did y'all see like the beautiful Boblin camp? That was like truly spectacular. But the other
I
thing that I was
saw-
proud of in my run is that I had DSS, so that was nice, I guess.
I saw Badamja's and like Boldlin Camp, and that was an interesting thing to watch because I was actively doing Boldlin Camp and overtook him while watching that.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
messed up the fast strat the first time, and I was like, okay, well, the last time I kept trying to do the fast strat in a run, I lost 5 minutes. I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I went for the safer strat where you just jump attack at the edge of the load zone, which loses like 30 seconds or something. I don't know.
Clearly I should have done that. I instead showed off the HD LJA, which was pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love
see
Tent
that.
Hop.
Yeah, he did 10 hop. So basically, Jaquade really is the true winner today.
This is true. By the way,
Yeah.
are we going to watch Garm? Or?
I believe after we're done with the interviews, we'll be rating Garm.
I see.
So,
Okay.
Jaquade, I need you to understand this. I had such a bad vessel time myself that I looked at where you were and Badamja, but Badamja wasn't on the restream at the time, I don't think. And fully expecting you to be minutes ahead of me, right? I just wanted to like gauge how much time I had to catch up. And the answer was that I was ahead of you. The only difference in what you said, that's why I was wondering. The only difference between what happened to you and what happened to me is that instead of 2 minutes to forest bit, I lost 45 seconds to gate clip. That was it.
Yeah. Well,
Damn.
it's fun. Very fun.
Yeah, it's gate clip.
Yeah, that was
You guys
a
didn't
wonderful way to
destroy
start
the
it.
rock on the gate like Garm did. That was unfortunate.
What? That
then he
have
didn't-
the worst
Garm-
game.
To do that.
He
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know
Garm
about
threw the
Marco
cake at the
Rock, so
rock.
he reset. So he did the quit, but he didn't save.
But Andre, I want to say for the record that I did tell you multiple times that you were going to beat me in this race, so I was right. I did
Fair
not see
enough,
that
yeah.
this was going to be the way that it was going to happen, but like, you
GG
know.
on the prediction.
Yep.
GG.
I
I did not
expected
think I was
them-
gonna win.
I expected the middle two numbers of my time to be a 1 and a 0, just not in that order.
Yeah,
Yep. There you go.
yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
actually
with this
like,
result. Go on.
yeah. I'm actually pretty happy that I got like first try Hugo and EMS because I was kind of nervous because this is my first like race in like a tournament, and so, but I don't know, like that felt pretty
yeah.
good. But, yeah,
Definitely
that was-
something to feel good about. I have
So
a
with this
bad
result-
stigma about Sword and Shield skipping races. I got it first try in this one too, but
That's nice.
it's something that gets really rough.
Yeah, I
Ninja will
bet.
enter the main bracket as the number 2 seed, I believe, and then
He will.
Yes, number 2 seed,
Then
and I will be
Glubbers
number 9.
will be the number 13 seed, I believe.
13? I thought
Yep.
it was 9.
No,
I think it's
no,
13.
9 seed is Pool 5 second place.
It's a little weird how they do it. They swapped around a few people and how we
Ah.
would normally be seated.
Yes, I would
And
be.
then-
I would be number 13. I'm actually already there.
Badamja is going to be taking a spot in the last chance pool for a chance to be either 15th or 16th seed.
But Damja, what are you doing
Okay.
to your microphone?
Yeah,
Oh, is it
Badamja,
doing the
like-
stupid thing again?
Yeah, it's doing the thing, Badamja. I'm
I
sorry.
hate my microphone. Hang on.
You might wanna take care of that.
Well, you
Looks
know
like-
what? You know what? All of the people listening to Zelda speedruns right now hate your microphone too.
We have an
So it
amazing
looks
question in
like
chat.
the-
Is Amiibo allowed?
If you
Not
can
on the
figure out how to
GameCube
use one
version.
with the GameCube, sure.
So it looks
is.
like Nimzo will be against the second place out of Pool 6, which means second place out of G's, Anno, Link 1183, and Morgan.
So probably Anno.
I
Like
don't know.
the
You
Anno.
never know.
But you never know. It's anyone's race, right?
I think G's and Anno will be close, honestly.
I will be against
Could
the winner of Doopsy, Andy, Cass, Fodder, and Tuffy.
Good luck.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Sounds a bit tough.
Yeah, I should probably play Twilight Princess instead of Pokemon this next week. But
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna play Pokemon
Yeah.
after this, so you know.
Does anyone know if is the last chance pool going to be before, like, before all the rounds start?
So the last
Probably.
chance pool, there are some first round matches that require the last chance pool, so it'll be
Okay.
before any second round matches, I believe.
Okay.
Technically,
makes
we could have one second round match, and that would be possible. But every other bracket does require last chance to be done. I'm just looking at the bracket right now.
All right.
So
I imagine we'll start the first round matches as we can, right?
That would make
Mhm.
sense. Yeah. And if I don't get top 2 in the last chance pool, will my position that I get in that race affect my seeding?
Oh boy.
Oh,
Like-
that was a big one.
So it will put you in the redemption bracket if that happens. I don't know if the redemption bracket's been published yet. Last I knew it
I
had.
think
is
it's
not.
going to depend on. I think it's going to depend on like who declares for it.
I see.
That is fair.
All I know is the redemption bracket is going to be very, very fun.
Yeah, that's
Your
gonna
mic
be-
sounds like a jet engine.
Mine?
Yeah.
How are
Yeah.
you feeling about the
Oh my God,
redemption
sorry.
bracket, Quaid?
Well, I just don't. I mean, listen, if I play every race the way I did today, then, it will be only interesting for a couple races until I lose out. But I'm sort of hoping that there will not be many races that are like 20-minute gaps. So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. I sort of expect to get sub 3 during Wolfdash, so this is fun.
I do also kind of expect to get a PB at some point. If I actually do Stallard Skip, the only reason that I didn't keep going for Stallard Skip is because I've been failing the bomb boost today. Like, for some reason, I just can't do it. All of a sudden, I was
was
able to do it
really-
yesterday morning.
I was really hoping that you were going to go for it, and then I looked at your stream and you weren't going for it, and I'm like, well, I have no chance now.
I had attempted to go for it, and then I quit out when I failed the CAD.
Oh, I meant to ask, why didn't you go for the early knockdown? Do you just not remember how to do it?
I did go for early knockdown. Did you miss it?
Maybe.
What about the
You
backup?
didn't go for the
Yeah,
backup.
I have
backup.
never gone for a backup, and I will never go for a backup.
Fair enough.
You're losing time, dude.
I don't care. I do Stallard skip. Why would I learn the backup to early knockdown?
Because
It's really easy.
Why would I learn it when I don't do it? This was such a fringe case, though.
It'll be useful for I
Learn
don't
it like
know.
a million
It'll be
percent.
useful for my race against Doopsy or Andy? No, it won't.
Well, you never know. They could fail Stallard skip like 20 times. and
Then I could just casually do it.
that is true. But what if you have been failing? Actually, I guess you wouldn't like not go for Stallard skip if you were against them.
I will absolutely attempt Stallard skip at least once. My entire mindset for Stallard skip through the rest of this bracket is 1, maybe 2 attempts, then cut it.
hmm I was considering like implementing Stallard skip like throughout Wolfdash to like see if I can get more consistent at it. I just don't know if it's worth it though.
Yeah, we were wondering if we were going to see you go for it, especially because it was close when you guys got to Stallard.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Stallard skip currently? Like, that's the main thing, is if you feel like you have a lot to work on, like personally, when I
I do
fail the
have a lot.
CAD, I kind of just go, what just happened? Because I'm like, okay, it was something with my notch, whatever, I'll just try it again. The only thing that I feel inconsistent at is the bomb boost. Right?
I see. Yeah. I don't know, because I've also kind of been waiting on my electromotor for notch calibration, because I feel like that might change my approach to Stallard skip. So I don't have to like
So
find the notch.
it absolutely will. Absolutely will.
Okay. So,
The
yeah.
notch calibration on those is super nice. What I would recommend doing is, because how it calibrates it is exactly that 40-40 notch that you want.
Right.
Just when you do each direction calibration, just go from neutral naturally to that direction, and then you'll have what feels natural be roughly 40-40, which is what you want.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, then I guess like after it arrives, I'll see where I'm at, and then maybe if I feel more consistent, I'll implement it later on. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I can't believe. Sorry. What is it?
Oh, go on.
Sorry, I was just gonna mention I can't believe I just like completely autopiloted for the Argrok cutscene skip. Not the the Argrok cutscene skip.
Yeah,
I was just like, I was looking at the ZSR stream because I was seeing where Glubbers and Jaquade were, and I just like walked to the trigger like an idiot.
That's unfortunate.
And then the same thing happened in the Argrok, like
Yeah,
phase
Glubbers.
1. Yeah, right.
Were you afraid that you were going to hit the trigger? Because you looked a little bit close.
Oh, for the Argarok trigger?
Oh, you were
Yeah.
trying to like do Atom Glitch, right? Or like
Yeah, what was
So-
that about Adam?
So I got really close to it. That was probably like delay of the of what I was doing versus what you guys were watching. But that was like, I said that like at the door, like 2 load zones away. I don't actually know what happened, but I got a lot closer than I normally do. I never felt like I was going to hit it, but
I
that
was
was a lot
worried.
closer than I ever would.
what did you think? What were you trying to do that would have caused Atom Glitch?
Just the fact that I was as close as I was, because
yeah.
I was very sure I jumped over the trigger.
I see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we like investigated that. And that's not what does it.
I would expect people to have investigated that, but you never know, right?
You never know. All right, I think we can probably wrap this up.
All right. I want to thank our runners, Nimzo, Jaquade, Glubbers, Garm, and Badamja. That was an awesome race to watch. We're going to raid Garm in just a second to cheer them on in there as they continue their run. But first, also want to thank our commentators, Morgan and Qwerty. Did a fantastic job. For more Twilight Princess action this week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have pool number 6. And then on Friday, we have like 3 in a row here. We've got 11:45 is pool number 3, 2 p.m. is pool number 4, and 4 p.m. is pool number 1. And then on Saturday at 6 p.m. is pool number 5.
Hold on,
So
I
all
thought
pool-
pool 6 was on Tuesday.
My thing says Wednesday. I will double check that to make sure it's correct.
That's a problem because I'm in pool 2. And I'm pretty sure it's on Tuesday.
Okay.
And if
We'll
it's not,
double check
I
that.
need to know.
Yeah, we'll double check that. It might have been input wrong on the ZSR schedule. So I'll
Yeah,
double
I
check
have
that.
Cool Sixes on Tuesday as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll fix it then. So it's on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Is that right? Okay, cool.
That's what I have.
All right, cool. All right, so I'll fix that then. Somebody input it wrong. No big deal. And anyway, with that, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all had a great time and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you.
See ya, everyone.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thanks for restreaming, Ricky.